Yeah, I'm just waiting for my Foundry to load.
How you doing, Kate? You good? AFK.
Yeah, she disappeared. Or she accidentally muted herself, one of the two.
I literally watched Kung Fu Panda to prepare for this session.
Oh no. Yeah, I can just imagine the scene now.
Wait, which scene? I just saw actually it was just ironically after the after the last session popped up in my Netflix like recommended thing Kung Fu Panda 3. I was like, oh, I've never actually seen that, and I've basically created Kung Fu Pandas, so might as well.
Wait, Kung Fu Panda 3 is on Netflix? I should watch that. I haven't seen it yet. I've seen 1 and 2, but not 3.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Oh my god, all of them on there. Oh, I know what I'm gonna watch.
Yeah, it's pretty fitting with where we are now because I mean, this whole area is basically inhabited by like critter folk, all of those kinds of creatures that are in those animated movies.
Yeah.
I didn't actually realize until I was watching it how much of that I've like. I think it's just because D&D has got a lot of those races, but in particular here, I've like really doubled down on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. So I have just plugged in the gaming computer. So my dad's letting me borrow it during the week. I think it's because he needs to stop gaming during meetings. And so hopefully Foundry can run on it. Let's see. So I might actually be able to see maps tonight. How exciting is that?
That is very exciting. Finally, it worked. It worked pretty well during the other one shots, didn't it?
No. Well. I actually was sitting with my
One-shots,
dad
didn't it?
for those, I think.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Weren't you playing on the same machine?
I think he was actually on his laptop. But if he was on the gaming computer, that's even better. Let's go.
A new metric, no longer prices. Can run Foundry.
Yeah, Foundry is the new benchmark. God damn, remember that when Crisis was the thing.
Yeah, I remember back in the day.
I remember I got my first like computer that was fully my own, like right at that time. So it just happened to be I'd just gotten all the new stuff right when Crisis was coming out. So I was one of the only people I knew that could actually run Crisis.
Oh wow.
I love this one. I love this one.
So what you're saying is you could run Crisis.
I mean, I made myself a little bit famous at Rage. Like there were all these people crowding around the computer. I was so cocky about it. Literally the next year, I went to the same LAN, and it was like my computer was so outdated already. Just in a year, I was like, "Oh, come on, man!"
Yeah, that happens.
I will be right back.
Cool beans. I will roll on the table.
You didn't like the one I found.
That's a funny question. A player character to your left admits that they are passionately in love with your character. How would your character respond to that?
It is actually a good one.
That is a really good one. So
What-
I
what
guess we can go according to the Discord. Whoever's below.
Yeah, actually, I think you can answer both of these questions in. They both sort of relate to the same thing. Well, I suppose they probably don't relate to the same thing, but they could. Um, yeah, so let's do that one. We start with Australia and make our way down the list. I assume everyone sees it in the same order on Discord. I've never really thought about that. It's just alphabetical, right?
Yes, it's an alphabetical order. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, Australia. You can answer one or both of those. But yeah, I think the second question will suit it well.
That's a pretty easy one. That you, as she started, but already. She like.
And what about the question you rolled for? The like, would Australia ever want to settle down?
But uh, right, she race. Maybe she just gets like hustle. Yeah, it's not that.
All right. And June, what about you?
So I'm assuming it's Australia confessing her love to Jin. Jin would simply just go, "Why?" Because she believes she does not deserve the love of anybody. Friendship, yes. Love, no.
Oh, I mean, that's both deeply sad and also makes a lot of sense, I think.
Considering the settling down question, probably no. Not for a long while at least, because he's a bit of a rolling stone, as it were. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, keeping it. Well, I mean, so you think she'd never settle down at all, like just continue
Well,
adventuring, or what?
yeah. If she gets to the age that she can, barely walk, I guess then she'll probably try settle down. But for the most part, nah. She's probably gonna be moving between place to place.
Cool. Just taking it as it comes. And what about you, Jerry? If we're going, so the person above you, if they had uh, admitted that they were passionately in love with you, which would be June, how would you react?
Jerry will have to decline. It'll be kind of weird. Marrying someone who can just change his looks.
Back I am.
If he even gets married, it's probably to someone from his own kind.
Okay, yeah, that I feel like that tracks. And Sakura, sorry, I don't know, you might have missed that, but the questions we had there is that if the player above you admitted that they were passionately in love with your character, how would your character respond?
I kind of want to hear what everyone else said now.
No.
It sounds like an interesting one.
We
Well,
all
pretty
said
much
no,
it's been
one way
rejection
or
all
another.
round, so
Um. uh. Jerry.
So yeah, why? How would Sakura react if Jerry professed his love to you?
that, to be fair, that would probably be the biggest twist of this campaign, that Jerry's been crushing on Sakura this whole time.
It would be. She would very politely be like, Sumima-sen, like, I kind of don't feel the same way about you. I'm sorry. But I mean, we can still be friends. So she wouldn't say anything mean or anything. She would just like politely and like try to turn him down the best she can.
Oh, all right. So Sakura would just straight up friend zone Jerry, like.
but that's it's not mean. Like,
That's rough.
she's
No, that's-
16.
That, I mean, that's pretty fair. You guys, you guys have got your dynamic. I don't think anyone needs to complicate it there. There was another question though, that was, does your character ever want to settle down with a spouse or children or a house, etc.?
Hmm.
So clearly not with Jerry, but that, I think, message has been sent. But
Sorry, Jerry.
would you ever want to settle down?
I don't know. I don't think she's really thought about it. She's 16. I mean, I suppose when most people are 16, they're thinking about it. But I mean, she's 16 and a samurai. She has more important stuff to worry about. I mean, she died, came back. It's been a lot. That's not her main priority at the moment. So I don't think she's thought about it really.
That gift, Jerry. It's like it's so much worse even when you didn't even want. It's like, oh fuck, I didn't even ask, and you you shot me down anyway. But I feel like that sort of has gone throughout the table here. Though with all of that said, I think we can actually jump into tonight's session. As last time, after making a way down from Sakura's flying castle and into the bamboo forests between Shirakaki and Yuma, Jerry was able to lead you all towards an old monastery where you could attempt to acquire your earth rings. However, along the way, you encountered a group of Tabaxi Ronin that were busy harassing a small Tabaxi girl, and the party quickly stepped in. The Tabaxi told you guys to mind your own business, but our heroes would not let their behavior stand, and when it became apparent that the girl was not going with them willingly, swords were drawn. Before long, the Tabaxi lay dead at your feet, with only one trying to make an attempt to escape. And allowing him an honorable death, you left him to commit seppuku as Jerry watched, a rage still burning in his eyes. You then made your way to the monastery, with the child happily accompanying you, despite her obvious distrust for your badges, and there you reunited her with her friends, a group of small folk orphans who immediately took a liking to Sakura in her fox form, each of them whispering to each other with excitement as if they were meeting a group of celebrities. And it seemed that they were about to embark on a mission of their own to save the little girl, but thankfully now they didn't have to. After meeting the kids, you all approached the head monk, the only Izuzumu monk present amongst all the panda folk, and he seemed to be either deep in meditation, testing your patience, or entirely fast asleep. But before long, he was explaining the test that lay before you. The test for the earth ring required each of you to lift a pole onto your shoulders and balance a bucket full of water on either end. And the monk then led you through a doorway in the back of the shrine to a small lake filled with balancing poles. On the other side of the lake, a group of bear monks is preparing to push you off of those poles. But if you can stay there for 12 rounds without falling or spilling spilling all of your water, or if you can push all the bears into the water, you will have passed the test. That is where we will join you now. As before we roll for initiative, tonight is going to be a little bit different, so you can feel free to role play and talk to each other while we're actually in turn order, even if it's not your turn. But your turn will actually be to decide your physical actions and your movement only. So that is where we rejoin you all now. What is everybody doing?
You said 12. I thought you mean like until midnight, not 12 rounds.
Yeah, it is. The test is to do 12 hours, but to actually sit here and play that out, we're just going to represent it as 12 rounds. This is not it's not the kind of fight that you would be used to, in that it's just these quick. All of this is happening in a couple of seconds. It's going to be a case of this is a much slower thing where what you are being tested here is on sort of your perseverance and your ability to hold these things and stay there for a long time, and the bears are just there to make it harder for you.
All right.
So yeah, this will be taking a while, but it'll be, if you can stay up on those poles for 12 rounds or knock all of the other bears into the water without falling in the water yourself or spilling all of the water in your buckets, then you will pass.
All right. I suppose we should roll for initiative as well.
Yes, you can do that unless there's anything else you want to do before, if you're still positioning yourself or anything you want to try and do. I will remind you that you are holding onto these poles, so you will not be able to cast any of the somatic components of any spells while you are holding onto it. But feel free to get creative with how you want to try and deal with this, and yeah, because this is D&D after all. There are many ways you could go about this.
Wait, question. If I rolled a 28, where am I?
You go before this fight even happened. You've already done.
Fair
What do
enough.
you? Yeah, that's weird. Why didn't that show up?
I wonder if Sakura target open. So get out
Does
of
it usually do that with Sandra?
Sure, because usually I don't have to.
There we go. Oh, it
Oh,
did
wow,
roll the
6 a.m.
same. Nice.
But did you get another 28? Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, 2 16s in a row. That's got to be a good start for any numerology experts out
Yeah, before the combat starts, everything starts, June kind of just sits down cross-legged while still holding the water buckets and stuff. She's going to be staring down each one of these pandas.
Okay.
We will be trying to keep overlook where it's safe to jump or escape route, enemy move. In case team gonna be creative.
I don't like that evil laugh.
Just be happy I'm not level 50. I could just be word basically knock everybody down.
I thought you said level 50. I was like, yeah, I'm sure at level 50 there's probably would not be much of a thought.
I think before it starts, Sakura would sort of reluctantly have the mage hand put the egg down. and hope that no one touches it. So if they do, all hell will break loose. But she
Brown
needs that.
touches it.
Well, technically it's her telekinesis. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, the monk that is there will give you a bow and say, "Do not worry, my lady. I will look after it. It'll be right here." And he will just offer you a nice little soft place to put it, where he is standing, sort of at the edge of the cliff, watching over all of this.
Arigato gozaimasu. She says, and the egg will just like float gracefully and sort of slowly go into the soft place.
All right. So with that, there he says, "All right, if everyone is ready to begin, then let us begin." And he is going to start. As you see, he kind of seems half asleep still, but he is twirling his hands around in these Tai Chi sort of motions, and then he casts a spell as he casts Jump on all of you.
Oh, cool.
So basically, we can jump.
So yeah, basically, I think your jump distance is either doubled or tripled. Let me just double check.
Rippled, I believe.
Oh yeah, thank you. Tripled, yeah. So you should be able to move between these poles without too much of an issue using your movement. You can still only travel as far as your movement allows, but you now have. You feel that the challenge is more to hold onto the pole on your shoulders than it is to get between these poles.
Basically, from a rookie, those that knows the reference.
Yeah, I was actually. It's funny because one of the other tests may involve chess in a similar way, but yeah, this is going to be a very weird chess match. As I said, you guys are free to sort of speak amongst yourselves and role play as much as you like between turns. This is not fast-paced combat necessarily, but the test has begun, and Sakura, you are up first.
This
So-
person gets telepathically shoved. It needs to make a strength save.
Which one?
Here. She's not going to go for the big ones yet. We'll go for the smaller ones first.
Okay, you got a 17.
Nope. He gets pushed.
Okay. So, oh yeah, and the heights of these poles, some of them it ranges between 20 to 15 feet, and they sort of, some of them are up and down, but this one, he gets pushed off of the side of the pole, and he is going to, as he falls, the bear is going to slash out with his claws as a reaction and try and make a dex save to catch himself on the pole.
He's allowed to do that?
Yeah, you'll see now. These are also bears, but unfortunately, he as he claws out, he just seems taken by surprise, and he misses the pole entirely, going crashing backwards and splashing down into the water. Yes, he is pushed into the water. Well done.
Thank you. I think that's going to be all. Well, technically it's a bonus action. She's going
And
to
the
make...
telekinetic shoves are just verbal components, right?
Yep.
Cool.
She's going to use a cantrip. It's the only one she has that's only verbal. But I mean, it helps. And she will use Mind Sliver. No, not on that one. Let's go for that one there. That is intelligence save.
Okay, sorry. This map is so big. So just tell me which one you're aiming for
The small one on the left.
on the far left.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. You can cast your minds. You can also target now that you're actually on the map, so you can use those auto
Let me
features.
actually do that.
Because I think that's a 60-foot range. Eh?
Yeah, it's 60.
Oh, damn it. So far away.
Yeah. So you can't quite reach that one from where you are, and yeah, just I'm not sure what the range is on your telekinetic shove, but remember that one as well, because part of the challenge is moving around on these things, so range is important.
Cool. It's gonna be. Well, actually, she can jump. She'll jump to this one.
Okay, and with your strength, that's just sorry, I'm just so that we can sort this out now. The jump distance is just your strength score, right?
Half of it, unless you're taking a running jump. Like if you run 10 feet beforehand.
So if your strength score is 10 and your jump speed is tripled.
If you make a jumping stand, it will be 5 feet, but triple it will be 15.
Okay, damn, that means I can't make it there.
At least you can figure out how to make a running jump.
From the pole.
Yes.
Yeah, and
I
also
doubt-
without spilling the water that's in the buckets. So this is the challenge. Those lily pads below you, though, are also, they look thick enough to stand on, and they're pretty huge. So those are stable in a way. Like they will have a different challenge to them in order to stand on one. But if you land on one of those, it won't count as falling in the water.
She'll stay there for now. I think that'll be a turn.
Okay, so you managed to push one of the bears off, and just also please double check the range of your telekinetic shove so that we're sure on that one as well. But you managed to knock one of those bears in the water, and Estrella, that is going to take us to you.
Basically just look and say, strike me down. Powerful than ever imagined. You will be holding as basically excuses it missed this to either if any of them tries to strike her to activate it, or in case he doesn't basically move to the either this one either the one here, or if that's taken the closest basically.
Okay, yeah, you get the impression that they are probably not close enough to strike you now in this first turn where you are standing. So the chances of them triggering that action are pretty small. They are still quite far away from you. But if you want to Misty Step over there, if you want to do that now as your action, you can. But you can tell that they're probably not going to be able to get you on the first round where you stand.
Leave it. Oh. Exactly what I use. Make it sound like Dog of Raven is here. So there's none. Just a
Okay, yeah, as you hear this sound of what it sounds like birds are pulling fish out of the water or something around that pole, and it is hard to see what is actually happening down there, but you hear these sounds happening. Is that all you're going to do on your turn?
gonna. Yep.
All right. Then that is going to take us on to Z, who is what is Z's strength actually? I've never checked. Okay, yeah, she can jump pretty fast. So she is going to make a leap. All right, she's going to try and jump, make a 20-foot jump across there to that pole over there, but where Estrella just cast the spell, hoping that these birds underneath her will protect her. But as she's jumping over there, she's going to have to make an athletics check. Oh, okay. So as she manages to make the jump, but she only just lands on the side, and you see her sort of losing her balance as she just manages to regain her balance. The water from one of her cans tips over, and almost half of the bucket actually spills out into the water, but she manages to catch herself, and she is now standing a little bit lopsided as one of her buckets is slightly emptier. But that is going to be her turn, taking us on to June.
All right. Yeah, I'm actually happy where I am right now. For now, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Blink on myself as I. I'll tell you at the end of my turn if I disappear into another realm. And I think Jean will hop. She'll get up, seeing these pandas beginning to, make, probably gonna begin making their way towards her. She's gonna hop back to this pole over here. And yeah, I know it's somatic, but by the way, for Blink, because it's part of my cloak, would it still be somatic?
Hey, that's a good point. It is the magic item. I'm not sure how do you activate it with your cloak?
Let me check for you. Let's see.
I mean, if there aren't details there, you're welcome to sort of flavor it however you like. But I mean, if it's a verbal command to activate the cloak, then I will allow that.
So while wearing the cloak, you can use an action to cause the cloak to appear to implode as you cast the spell Blink. That's all it says. Instead of visiting Border Ethereal, you enter Demiplane. Once you use this property, you can't do so until the following dawn. That's all it says.
I feel like using a cloak would be similar to like the invisibility cloak in Harry Potter, that you'd have to cover yourself with it completely, and that would be what's sort of blinking you out of existence. That's sort of how I picture it. But if there's a different way that you flavoring it to, you're welcome to flavor it however you like.
Ah, damn. I probably won't be able to do that then. I don't really have that many options right now.
Yeah, I mean, do bear in mind that this is a test of sort of survival almost, rather than it is a test of getting them all off there. Like that will complete the task, but the main objective is to try and not fall off for 12 rounds. You are
Yeah.
hanging onto this thing, and that is taking a lot of your concentration for all of you. if you can think of a way to get your hands free to be able to do somatic component, I mean, you're welcome to try and come up with creative solutions. But
All right.
yeah, just as you are standing now, you're holding onto that pole, so
Yeah.
yeah, it's a little bit hard to actually activate the cloak from where you are.
Hmm. So instead, I will activate Blur on myself, which is just verbal components. So any attacks against me will be at disadvantage.
Okay, nice.
And I'll shout to Z and say, "Don't fall into the water," and give her bardic inspiration. So yeah, she has a D10 to use, and that will be me.
Okay, and Z got inspiration. Nice. So that's good. That might help her out very soon. And that is going to take us on to the first of the pandas. As this one, oh, looked like you did blink out of existence there for a second.
Yeah, I'm just messing with the different filters.
Okay, this one is going to make a big leap and easily jump onto the next pole. Yeah, and then onto the next one, you just see this like huge panda just bunny hopping its way across the poles, and it looks like it is absolutely delighted in what it is doing. Um, but as it is doing that, that's the thing. All of its yeah, it is going to use a dash to try and uh, jump again. Yeah, it's just going to make one more jump, and then it's going to stare out at you there, June. Well, actually, how much is? Yeah, actually, it can just make it to that pole with a dash. So it's going to use its full movement to go bounding across the poles, but that is going to be its action and everything as well. So basically, a couple of days now.
Okay. Did it end its turn there, or is it still doing something? DM.
Sorry, Jerry, did you say something? You're
You
very
can't hear
quiet.
me.
Ah, there we go. I can hear you better now.
Yeah, I was asking if the first panda ended his turn already or not.
Yeah, it has.
Then I'm going to use my reaction and activate the stone rune.
Okay, what is that?
Which he needs to make a DC 15 wisdom save or become charmed by me for 1 minute. Let's see if I can set it here. It failed.
Did you see that
Nice.
roll onto the 15 and then unnaturally roll back? I didn't like that. But yeah, that is a fail.
Let's see if I can send it here. There it is. Wait. No, it's not the same one.
Oh,
Showing
sorry,
me
while you send that, I'll be right back. Just gonna pick up.
Yeah, that's the wrong one. I don't have the rune.
If I could use my
That's the one.
telekinesis to do that. I feel like getting the morph is going to be the best tactic because I feel like most of us are more magey, and I'll just get like yeeted off.
Yeah, likely. Yeah. However, I
Yeah.
do have a plus 13 to acrobatics and a plus 8 to dexterity, so there's a good chance I could save myself.
My acrobatics. That's 5. Um. Is anyone else telekinetic? So you could just shove them.
I have a different
Nope.
plan, but they're not close enough for it. And it depends if I can use outside help or not, because I'm going to tell Spike to crash into them.
Good damn it, Spike.
Oh,
Well, I mean,
this
they,
would
they
have been
didn't say.
great one. I'm in the army mode. Just making them different. Ignoring
Or you
me.
can, yeah, there is command.
Yeah, Sakura's just kind of gonna stay there because she literally cannot jump to anywhere except the one that Jerry's on. Or she'll fall.
Yeah,
So
and I
she'll
can't really
just
jump anywhere else. So
all good. So we'll kind of just chill there.
I also
But I
have
mean,
command.
I have an idea.
I'm back, but I'm pretty sure Jerry can make that jump. Your
It's
jump speed is tripled. I mean,
Wait,
your
you
jump
were
distance is.
spell on me. The jump
Sorry.
spell was on everyone.
Yeah, everyone's
I
got
can
the jump spell.
can jump to the middle of the fucking map then. If I really wanted to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The jumping thing shouldn't be that much of a problem. The Sakura's
Okay.
just got a really low strength score, so
I
she
mean,
can
I've
only
got
do
8 for my
15-foot
strength
jumps.
score.
Yeah, but most of these poles are only like 15 feet apart. It's not. It's just that's why you sort of got a chance to choose which route you were taking. You can move back to that original cliff, but only if you can get to another pole by the end of your turn.
Fair enough.
And the lily pads are optional, but also you got lots of magic and stuff.
Yeah, I know.
So
The
sorry,
stone
what did I
rune,
miss? This what does the stone rune do?
he's charmed by me now, which means his speed of 0 and he's incapacitated, descending into a dreamy stupor. Not sure what it means.
Yeah, so he just kind of looks like he starts paying attention to some fish in the water as he's just waving back and forth, and still staying steady on this pole, but he seems completely out of it.
He can make the save again at the end of his turn.
Okay, nice. And
Yeah, that's my reaction. It's now their turn.
cool, yeah. So there's still the bear's turn. That one is going to make a leap over there, and then no, okay, that's all he can do on that one. This one over here is going to, yeah, just like that. Okay, you see this one also good jumping across, but it's a little bit smaller. It doesn't quite make it to the other pole. It is scrambling up onto the top at the moment. But Jerry, that is going to bring us to you.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm not even going to move. Well, I'll try something else. I cast command at 2nd level. And my command word is fall.
All right, nice.
So it's a
On
wisdom
which one?
save again.
Which one are you commanding?
The only two I can. The small one in the middle and the one to its right, the big one.
Let's double check. I'm pretty sure the monks have got. Yeah.
And I didn't target them.
Okay. I'm not sure what your spell save DC is, but I'm pretty sure a
It's
13 and a
16.
3 are both going to fail.
Even if I didn't have zero charisma, it would have still been 13.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice. Uh, so yeah, so those both fail, and you command them to fall, right? So
Yeah, but it's only on their turn, so nothing happens at the moment.
okay.
And
All right. Yes. So they've both been commanded, and that is going to take us on. Is that going to be your turn?
can I tell Spike to crash into one of them?
No.
Fair enough.
Spike's actually not allowed on this. Spike and Buckle.
I was going to use him as a platform, damn it.
Yeah, no, that could have been cool, but actually at this point, the monk is gonna, as you command Spike, he's just gonna grab him by the collar and go, let's not get crazy now. Like that's cheating. Yeah, puppy, you stay with me. And
Is there anything else I can do? How big is the platform? Like, how wide is the platform I'm standing on?
it's not much bigger than like 5 feet would fit on. It's enough to fit a medium creature. The large creatures that are coming towards you are sort of having. It is kind of a strange thing to watch them land on these tiny poles and keep their balance. But you've got plenty of room around you because you are mouse-sized.
Yeah, that's my turn then.
Okay. Then one of the other bears, the one that Sakura pushed off. The one that Sakura pushed off there. Is going to start swimming, and you just see this bear paddling through the water as it is coming towards you guys. This one up here, that one's way at the back, is going to start bounding across these poles as well.
Wait, he's not like eliminated from falling?
No,
Oh, this is some bullshit.
Didn't he say that if we pushed all bears off?
mm-hmm. Yeah, if you push them all off, then you will pass. If you fall in the water, you fail. But if the bears fall in the water, they just fell in the water.
This just got a whole lot more interesting.
And he is swimming towards you, but he can't get that far at this point. The other one is just bouncing across, and he is going to he's also going to dash to try and get in a bit closer. Okay, so you can only go one more, and that is going to take us on to this one over here, who also hasn't gone yet. This triple. No, he can't make that. There we go. Okay, he can make that jump, and he's going to dash to get over to the other side as well. And that will take us to the top of the round. As with Sakura, as you can now see that a couple of these bears are looking a bit dazed and charmed as Jerry is trying to charm them. What are you doing?
I have a question. Well, I have an idea. I think my mage hand, well, it's not really a mage hand, it's just telekinesis. So Seto's glaive kind of just floats from my side as it does this awesome flourish and hopefully that will summon a storm. Because it just says with a flourish of the glaive. It doesn't say you have to flourish the glaive. It just needs to flourish.
Yeah, that again is activating a magic item. Can you activate a magic item with your telekinesis? I'm pretty sure there are rules about that for using Mage Hand to activate items, but I'm not 100% sure what they are.
Damn it.
But check in the Mage Hand spell. It should tell you, because it says something about interacting with objects. Because I like that idea. Well, actually, I'll say give me an Arcana check to determine whether or not you can actually make this work. Because it is a spell. With a 14, not quite. You swing the glaive around and you try and flourish it with your mind, but you are also having to concentrate on holding this thing on your shoulders, and it is extremely heavy. So as you're trying to get this thing to flourish, you nearly hit Jerry, unfortunately, as this thing just waves around in the air in front of you and is not activating its magic.
Okay, you can't activate magic items. So in that case, she won't do that. Seeing as you can't, and she'll just shove that one.
He might just fall. Oh wait, no, it's a different one. My bad.
So let's just make a strength save.
Okay.
I feel like they're pretty strong though.
Yeah. Did you? A 19. Yeah, that one is gonna make it. A fail?
DC is 20.
My DC is 20.
How even? What the fuck? Okay.
The Ori probably.
You're the one that gave her the Ori, man.
Yeah, +7 to intelligence. That's how. So he kind of falls.
So wait, okay, just because you're clearly going to be doing this a lot, what is the actual effect of the shove? It pushes them 5 feet back, right?
Yes. As a bonus action, you can shove some. Do so. Strength saving throw, or be moved 5 feet toward you or away from you.
Okay, cool.
So he plunks into the water.
And is there anything about moving things of different sizes? Does it say it has to be like large or smaller?
No, just one creature.
Really? Doesn't stipulate anything about that?
I mean, look, I feel like if it's a large creature, then it's probably usually going to make the save.
Yeah, but
I mean,
the mechanics are
say
meant to
anything.
reflect that a massive creature would be harder to push. That's why I'm asking. Most of those kinds of spells usually have something about you can only push something that's like one weight class or one size larger than you, which you would be able to push these, but just for future reference, we must double check that. But I'm pretty sure you'll be able to.
As a bonus action, you can try to telekinetically shove one creature you can see.
Okay, yeah, but then click on the shove action and just read through that, please. So then, because there are specific rules for shoving, which is basically you're just doing that at range. So you do manage to push that one off of the ledge, and he is, much like the other bear, going to try and catch himself on the way down. With a nat one, he splashes down into the water just like the others, as that one has been splashed down. All right, and is that going to be your turn, Sakura?
Oh yeah.
All right, nice. So that takes us on to Estrella.
I mean, unless you're willing to let me do 2 bonus actions instead of a bonus action and an action.
To do what? To shove again?
Yeah. Just going around shoving people is kind of rude, but you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
In this case, no, because let's get everyone to actually play. Australia, what are you doing?
First thing is to go over to Sakura and everyone else watching you, shouting you. You will start against.
Oh, thank you.
Then let me. Yep. Put a hole. Misty step in case that hold. In case they try to strike me, else I'm just gonna misty step. Yeah, over there. If it doesn't happen on this turn.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Just keep that in mind and let me know. Pay attention to if it triggers. Is that
Yep.
okay? So then Z. Okay, Z is going to sort of stabilize herself on this tower, and she's just going to try and like get the balance right as she extends the pole out to one side a little bit more. But as she does this, she's going to look around, and there's not much she can do either. Yeah. Okay, not much she can do here. So she's just going to try and stand there and try and hold onto this thing now that it is unbalanced. Oh, okay, and she just manages to kind of stay there, but she actually tips it over slightly and pours some of the water out on the one side to balance it a little bit more.
Not against. From
Oh yes,
June.
that's a D8, right?
No,
D10.
D10.
Oh, nice. Okay, yes, she manages to hold on to it rather nicely. June, that is going to take us to you. What do you do?
All right. So I have one idea that might or might not work. I want to basically cast Dimension Door. Okay. Quick rule clarification. We just not allowed ending up in the water, correct?
Yeah, if you spill all the water out of the cans, you'll fail, and if you land in the water, then yeah, you'll fail.
All right. And there's no roof, correct? As well.
No, open sky above you.
All right. So what I want to try to do is cast Dimension Door to Dimension Door 500 feet into the air, into the air above this little arena, and then cast Featherfall on myself. Would that be possible?
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna just sit up there and do nothing. I do have other plans, but I'm hopefully be able to do while sitting up there.
Yeah, no. All right. So June goes full Mary Poppins with a. All right. That's pretty good.
It's the only thing I could come up with.
All right. So you you yeet yourself into the air and then use a reaction to cast Featherfall. So
Yeah.
how slowly do you actually fall then?
60 feet per turn.
Okay, and you went 500 feet up into the air.
Yeah.
So just minus 20 feet. Okay, so you're gonna fall 480 feet before you hit the ground.
Yeah. So I'm 500 feet in the air right now. Um. So at the end of this turn, would I fall fall 60 feet?
Yeah, you would at the end of your turn if you're mid-air, you are falling, but you would usually fall I think 500 feet at max. But because of Featherfall, you're now floating down. But I'm
Right.
just trying to work out. Can you just work out for me? Just divide 60
It's
by
8
just
turns.
8 turns. All right, beautiful.
Yeah. I'll keep track how high up I currently am in the air.
We can actually track that on your token. Hold
Oh, awesome.
on. Okay, so you are 440 feet in the air. Whereabouts are you? Shall we just actually move you away from that? We'll put you above
Yeah,
the lily pad so that you're falling towards the lily pad, but that that pole is now open if anyone else wants to jump there.
awesome.
Okay, nice. So you jump into there. And that takes us onto one of the pandas. This panda is the one who is charmed, so he doesn't do anything. He's just dazed, right? He can make the save at the end of
Yeah.
his turn.
Correct.
Okay, so he's going to make that wisdom save, and
Yeah.
oh, dirty
Bad.
20. I think he manages to break out of it, and he just looks up, no longer charmed. Okay, that takes us, but that is the end of his turn. Then that's going to take us to this one who was, oh, this one was commanded to fall, right? It was,
Yep.
so yeah, he is just going to cannonball into the water as you just see him go, all right, and launch himself off of this thing, which as he throws himself off with such force, it does create a bit of a wave that comes towards your pole, Jerry. And I'm going to need you to make a dex saving throw. Oh no, sorry, I'm not dex. This is a con saving throw for this one, just to try and maintain your balance. Okay, yeah, you managed to easily just ride out the bit of a wave as it hits the pole, but that wave isn't strong enough to disturb the one that suffers on it. It's all dissipated there. But that one is in the water, as that takes us onto the one on the other side, who is now going to. Yeah, can he make that triple? Oh, man. Yes, okay. Uh, all right, so yeah, he's going to leap onto this other one. He's also kind of having to grab onto the side and then scramble his way up onto the top. But that is as far as he can move with his movement. He then turns to look at Z and Estrella as he's sort of looking back and forth. But he looks at Z and he looks like he's about to pounce towards her. But that is going to be his turn. Taking us onto this one here, who was also commanded and is busy scratching its way onto the top of the pole as it also just hears Jerry and just lets go Lion King style as it falls back into the water and goes crashing down into the water over there. That one is sunk. Jerry, that takes us on to your turn. What would you like to do?
Yeah. I'll just keep commanding, I guess.
No.
I'll use level 1 command spell against the one in the middle. Again, tell him to fall. There's a fail.
50.
Just misses it. This is 16.
Okay, yeah, so that is a fail, and you command him to fall as well.
Yeah.
All right, nice. So that is then going to. Oh yeah, that's on his turn. So is it just the one this time?
Yeah, it's a level 1 this time, not level 2 one.
Okay, so is that going to be your turn?
Yep, it's my turn.
Cool. You don't want to move, despite easily being able to.
Why?
Cool. Yeah. No. Because why have fun with it? That takes us onto one of the other bears, and it is going to start swimming over towards you guys. We'll take the dash action to move over to this. Actually, it's moving over in Astrea's direction. Okay, and then this one. This one swims its way over to your pole, Jerry. And then this one is going to. Yeah, this one is going to let out a ferocious roar with psychic energy, and I'm going to need. Yeah, Jerry's just commanded everyone. Jerry, I need you to also make a wisdom saving throw, please.
I'm up here too.
Yeah, they don't even notice at this point. You're way too high in the air still. All right, yeah, Jerry, you make it easily as it sort of roars across the at you, and you feel the psychic blast hit you. But also, I think you might be immune to being frightened.
Not yet.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, with a 20, you do manage to save, and
It's not
you are
even
not
rolling
frightened.
correctly. It should be 25. The sheet on the forge is kind of fucked up.
Okay, well, you're more
I'll
than
use
welcome
the
to
one
fix
maybe.
it if you see a problem. We've encountered some of these things before, and
Yeah, I
especially
just
when,
noticed it. It's the first time.
yeah. So, yeah, if you see any mistakes there, please do fix them for the auto thing. But that is going to be that one's turn, taking us to the top of the round with Sakura.
I think she's gonna try and shove that one. So it needs to make a strength save. Oh wait, no, that one's not in range. It needs to be within 60 feet, because that's the range of her mage hand. That one was commanded to fall. I mean, it's a bonus action.
Wait, did
Well, I
you just say
think-
the range is 60 feet? Okay, so you probably couldn't have reached any of them at this point, but
No, I did check. Hold on. But you know what she might do? She can't jump there. She might use a dash action to go from there, jump there, dash, and then jump to that one. So I'm a bit worried about that one there, but yeah, she'll do that. So dash. Will she be able to do that with?
yeah. So which direction? I can see a couple of rulers going off there.
Yeah, so onto the thing.
Oh yeah. You could do
Onto
that just to run across and get to the other side. Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna do that, and then she's gonna shove.
Oh, with a 10, that one also gets shoved off and into the water.
And she action dashed, so that's a 10.
Nice. All right, that's another bear in the water. Astrea, that takes us to you.
Well, let's just end. Just for the
All right, nice. Yeah, as you land on the other pole, I am going to need you to make an acrobatics check to try and stick that landing there. Oh, I saw the 2 and I saw the plus 13. Yeah, 16 will make it. You, as you dimension door onto the other pole, it wobbles a bit, but you manage to stay standing without spilling any of the water. Anything else you want to do?
Just out of. Just gonna stay there. Yeah.
Okay, so Z kind of turns and gives you a thumbs up, Sakura, for helping out there with that one. And then she is going to try and jump across over here to this one. Yeah.
I feel like Sherry could literally just jump over there at this point.
I can. That's what I was checking.
Please jump.
So, yeah, Z manages to get over there, and she's just going to keep trying to hang on to this thing. June, that is going to take us to you, as you are
Alright.
falling from the sky.
So, now the whole reason I actually did this, these buckets should be lighter now as I'm falling, because, you know, I'm falling, it should be somewhat lighter now, right?
I mean, sort of, as you are falling and magically slowing yourself, but I'm not sure if that counts for the object, because that might be weighing you down quite a bit.
Yeah, but it should actually.
I think feather fall does count for the objects you're carrying. I mean, it's not like you're, because otherwise you would feather fall, and if you were carrying a sword, you would just immediately drop faster anyway.
Fair point. Ah, man, I wanna try this, but I need to figure out how to get these buckets off of me. Ah!
Yeah, I mean, I'll say because you are falling, you would be able to manipulate them a little bit more in the air because, but they are falling with you, so they are still heavy. But also bear in mind you could let go of them at this point, and they would be falling next to you because you were holding them when you cast the spell, right? That was only a verbal component.
Yeah, it was only verbal.
Yeah, so then I'll say that those are also under the effect of the slow fall spell.
Okay. So then I'll just let the attempt to let these buckets float right next to me while I cast a quick Eldritch Blast on the two only two shots going towards this one last two pandas currently. Actually wait, no, I'm not in range. It's 120 feet. I'm way out of range. Damn it.
Still too far away. So yeah, we'll say that you can take this turn to try and figure out how to actually maneuver that as
Right, yeah.
yeah, it'll take some good coordination and timing to not let them, because if you let go of them for too long, the spell will dissipate off of them and they'll plummet. So you got to time it quickly.
Yeah, so I'll just be trying to figure out how to do that.
All right. So you fall another 60 feet then in that. I mean, yeah. Okay, cool. So you are currently floating down and just getting ready to get in range with your Eldritch Blast. That is going to take us on to this panda who has been commanded to. What was the exact command you said?
Fall. It's only one word.
Okay, I'm going to see if this Zen panda is cheeky enough to try something. Fuck yes, he's cheeky enough. He goes, okay, and he puts his hands up in the air and he falls forward and face first, but he catches himself on the other pole in between, and he has created this panda bridge between the two poles, but he has not fallen into the water. However, that is going to be his whole turn to create this panda bridge. And this one over here is swimming through the water. He's going to use his 30 feet to get to the bottom of the pole, which is it's kind of hard to. I'm just going to move June up so that I can. But as this one swims up to the bottom of the pole, it is going to grab onto it and it's going to start to shake it. Jerry, I am going to need you to make. Let's see. It is a. I need you to make a contested athletics check against this creature. Oh, okay. He got a 17. You need to beat a 17 in order to stay standing athletics. Ooh. Only with a 2 could you have failed.
Fuck it, I'll
Okay.
use inspiration. I'm not
All right,
falling on
yeah,
this
go
shit.
for it.
You fucking demon.
Right,
Oh no.
okay. So, yeah, so no, that is going to be a fail. As Jerry, as
no!
you feel this start to shake, and you are rocked back and forth. The water starts to spill out of these cans, and you feel like you're about to fall. I'm going to ask for a. It's a deck saving throw on this one because now you are currently being thrown off of it, and you've got that last catch. So the deck save. So I've got something no, cannot actually be the saves. Oh, there.
It's a 22.
Okay, nice. A 22. Oh, because of the order thing. So yeah, with that you do manage to. It spills half of the water out of the buckets that you are holding. So you are half down to those, but you manage to catch yourself, and you are still on top of the pole. You haven't been thrown off of it yet, but this panda is shaking the pole from underneath. So that is going to be its turn. And taking us onto one of these bears over here, as this was the one that was just pushed off. So it's going to, it just looks kind of annoyed and is going to come swim around the corner. Wait, what the fuck? How is that? Oh, because it's measuring the movement from it falling as well. So that one swims over to one of the lily pads and sort of catches itself on the side as it's just paddling there, but that is as far as it can get with it. The other bear over there is going to also start swimming in towards you. Or yeah, she's actually going. This one's going to swim over to Z and is going to try and do the same thing and try and shake the pole. Oh no, it's not looking good for Z. Okay, yeah, as you start to see Z like get shaken and she spills the water out of the one can. You imagine that that one is nearly empty, as she is also getting sort of thrown over the side. She makes a dex save. And Z goes tumbling off of the side of the pole as Z goes plummeting into the water.
Oh no, not G. Anyways,
Well, one of your team members ain't getting the Earth Ring right away. As Jerry, that is going to take us on to you.
There goes Kate.
Yeah.
And
Well, if the panda can be cheeky, then I can be cheeky as well. I'm going to jump as hard as I can on his back,
all right.
and
Yeah,
then
go for it.
like jump on his back and up to the platform ahead of him, the one he was standing on, just in case it will make him fall down.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I like it. You can just make an unarmed strike then, as you leap through the air and land on this panda and try and scramble onto the pole.
I hit him.
Indeed, you do. Oh, I've really got to fix it so that it makes it show all the rolls on this one. So yeah, roll for damage, and then he'll be rolling a Constitution save.
It's
To
an
try and
unarmed strike. The
hang
damage
on.
is 9.
Okay, 9 damage, but you do land on him and he takes the hit, but it doesn't seem like it is enough to actually push him off, as he is clutching onto these poles with everything he has. He does take 9 damage.
Was it an action or was it just a jump? What I just did.
Yeah, that was your jump and an attack.
Oh,
So if you want to try and kick him off again with your other attack, you can try that.
yeah. If it's an attack, then yeah, I'll just try to kick him off.
So yeah, then another unarmed strike is. Okay, so another
Another
9
9
damage, and
damage.
he'll try and make another con save. Ooh, and he makes it. As yeah, you're just currently kicking at this panda that just refuses to fall. Seems very stubborn, which is kind of fitting for it being the Earth Ring. But he does take another 9 damage.
Yeah, that's my turn then.
Okay. Then that is going to take us to one of the other bears, as this one is going to. This one is coming for Sakura, as it is going to get up to the pole and is actually going to start climbing up the pole, and it is going to try and get up there and start grabbing at your ankles as it climbs up the side. You just see this bear coming for you, and Sakura's not in the chat. I just remembered. She disappeared.
Yeah.
Okay, when did she disappear to? Let me.
She's not on Discord. Like she's offline.
Yeah, I think she might have switched computers. Maybe they have internet problems or something. Okay, so yeah, we'll just remember that she is being shoved. This panda over here. Yeah, this one's going to move over here and is going to grab a hold of that that pole as well and is going to start to shake it. Though the panda up top is just going to start shaking its head wildly, no, 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 and you and that panda are both going to have to make strength saves. I mean, what were they?
Athletics.
Athletics checks, yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Okay, so this thing actually is going to give you advantage because the panda is between the two poles. He's actually making it slightly more sturdy, so you will have advantage on that check. But
Thank God.
I just saw your roll. So yeah, with a 29, you will definitely be able to make it. As you don't spill any more of the water as the big panda that is creating this little bridge is keeping it sturdy. Then this one is going to move in. Oh, he's still actually. Where the fuck? He looks around as to try and figure out where Australia went, and then he sees you over there, and he's going to turn and try and use his fearsome roar again. So you need to make a charisma saving throw. I think it is.
Charisma or wisdom?
Oh
Was
yeah,
it
it was.
wisdom the last?
Yeah, it was wisdom against you. That was actually wrong of me. That is meant to be a charisma saving throw. That was
charisma,
when
okay.
everything was covered up. But you made it anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Straight, I
Okay,
think
yeah.
it means I'm rolling, not you.
No, this
Australia?
is for Australia. I'm
Okay.
saying earlier when you did it, it was meant to be charisma as well, Jerry.
Yeah, it would have been one higher then.
But yeah, so it's all good. But this time it is against Australia as the bear roars out at you, and you are not phased, you are not frightened, as you are able to hold your own as you face down this danger. And he's then going to use his movement to jump in towards you. No, he'll stay on that pole. Okay. Top of the round, we're back with Sakura, but where is she?
Her internet
She's
apparently
trying to
died.
yeah.
Yeah. Yep, she's online now, so she should hopefully join the chat in a minute or two.
Cool. Let's give her a few seconds to. She might just pop in.
Yep, there we go. Round Q.
Seems like I'm back. Okay.
Yes. Hello. So what happened there? Your internet died.
Yeah, it just happens sometimes. Like, you don't even have to restart the router or anything. It just dies and then comes back 5 minutes later. But you know, a good thing is, my map hasn't died tonight. Like, how great is that? Like, I don't
That is
have to
pretty amazing.
stream. And I can use the thingies. Great.
Well, it is your turn as you've just rejoined us, and one of the bears that was in the water has climbed up the pole and is trying to grab at your legs. So I'm going to first need you to make a dexterity.
Acrobatics.
Yeah, an acrobatics check. Sorry, I don't know where my brain is today. An acrobatics check to try and avoid this thing. It is contested by the bear's athletics.
Okay, Foundry is still loading in, but oof. And D&D Beyond, that's a 9.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. This is a contested roll, so
Fingers crossed.
oh, it rolled a 10. Didn't Australia give you bardic
Oh,
inspiration?
yes, Bardic Inspiration. Let's go. 23.
Wait, what did you roll for the
It's a
inspiration?
1d8, not the one,
Uh,
not the
Oh, wait.
d20.
No, it's a 1d8. not a reroll.
Oh, I was like, geez, how big are Australia's inspirations these days? No, I think it's actually a D10 though, isn't it?
No, first I need 2,008.
Oh,
Uh, well, 10 and a 10.
okay, yeah. So he grabs a hold of your ankle, but and he is not able to pull you, as you are just absolutely. The test here is kind of to be stubborn, and you are absolutely not letting this bear drag you off of the pole. But that was actually on the bear's turn. Now it is your turn, and the bear has currently got you grappled, essentially. But what
Okay.
would you like to do?
Is this one in the water yet?
No.
No, that one is currently lying between the two poles, like face down, and Jerry is trying to kick it off the side while the other one is shaking the pole underneath him. So it's created like a little bare bridge. But currently, yeah, there's one grabbing at your ankle, which is probably your biggest problem right now.
There we go. Just put myself on data. I don't know what happened there, but this time it was only on my phone, which is strange. I heard until you said that one is.
Okay, so the big one that is by Jerry is lying face down between the two poles, and there's one shaking it at the bottom, and then there is a bear grabbing at your ankle and has currently got you by the ankle, but you've been managing to fight it off.
Try and push this dude down. Get the shove. Damn it, server connection lost, of course. But strength save.
Okay, which one?
The one by Jerry.
Please describe it. You're doing another telekinetic shove on the one by Jerry.
Yeah, so the shove this time kind of just comes down on his back. Sort of just,
Okay, yeah.
shove him.
Okay. Oh, 25. He's actually going to make it for once.
Damn it. So technically as an action, I mean all of her spells are somatic, except for the mental ones. Nah, let's use what's it called? Tasha's Mind Whip. Second level. Actually, if I cast it at third level, I can target an additional one. Ooh, and it's within 90 feet, so she's gonna cast it at third level, so it gets both of them. And they need to make an intelligence saving throw. Both of them. Yeah, internet has died again. Yay.
Okay, well, they got an 18 and a 4, which I believe are both failures to you.
Yeah. They take 3d6 psychic damage, and they can't take reaction. And on their next turn, they need to decide whether they get a move, an action, or a bonus action. And it only gets one. Hehe.
Okay, nice. And that's just a verbal thing. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's the only just verbal thing I have.
Yeah, that's very cool. So, so what does this look like as you try and weave this spell into their minds? Is there sort of phrase that you say, or is it just because you're still hanging on to these things? But how are you casting this?
She kind of just says, please stop. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, the bear that's got its hand around your ankles, you just see it kind of give you these puppy dog eyes, like, oh, like it doesn't actually want to fling you off of this pole as much as it may have wanted to 5 seconds before. But that is going to take us on to Estrella.
She's
On
just
the-
so pure.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything mean with it. It's like
You do see that this isn't, you're not getting too much aggression from these bears. Like they seem to be having fun more than anything. They look like you're busy playing in their pool at the moment. And they are not acting as a real, as like normal bears. These are clearly humanoid, like sentient creatures. They're not just wild bears. But yeah, so you are able to make a bit of a connection. But Estrella, that is going to take us on to you up there. What do you do?
Oh, basically just looking at at this bear and saying, "Want to strike me?" I'm just gonna stand there, and in case it strikes me, I'm gonna misty step to the close, like the furthest pool away from where it is. Yeah.
Okay. So wait, sorry. Say that again. You misty stepping where?
I'm not misty stepping. I'm basically just standing and looking at the bear. Let me target him. This bear here. And basically he says, "Don't want to." And I'm just, it's not a spell. I'm just saying that, and I'm just holding a misty step. So in case he strikes me, misty step the furthest way pole that I can. That is.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Sorry, misunderstood you there the first time, but you can absolutely do that. As the bear just sort of gives a smile, and he looks like he's definitely intent on striking you. But you can actually give me an intimidation check as well, or a persuasion check, whichever you feel would be more accurate for your character. Okay. Holy crap. Was that a nat 20? Yes. Oh, why are we not getting the sounds and confetti and stuff anymore? Thank you. As as you say that, this he kind of tilts his head to the side and he looks like he's definitely considering it. But then Z is down in the water. She's going to swim over to one of these lily pads and just get up top. And then she's going to be like, "Oh, God damn it. Come on, Sakura, you got this." And she's going to cast Bless. I need to remind myself what Bless does.
1d4 to 3 people in. I think
Yeah, it's 3
30
people.
feet.
That's what I wanted to check. So she's going to cast Bless on Sakura and Jerry, and she can't quite reach Estrella, so it'll just be on you two. But you guys can add a d4 to attack rolls and saving throws, is it? Or any ability checks and saving throws? Yes. Attack rolls or saving throws. Yeah, she's starting to wish that she'd blessed herself, but she's just sitting there, like on the looking forlornly into the water. As
wait, she didn't.
goes,
Did she get pushed off?
yeah, she got pushed off.
Oh no!
Did
And June, as you are still falling, oh cool, you changed the distance there.
Yeah,
It is your turn. What would you like to do?
I mean, if I'd been there, I would have used one of the chronal shift ones, but my thing cut out.
Yeah, I was actually waiting for you to call that out, but
Yeah,
but that's all right.
My
We'll, it's all right. Z may get another chance. June, it is your turn. What do you want to do?
I can't really do much from up here. I made a severe miscalculation and did not look at the range of my spells. So you see, June is trying to figure out how to hold these buckets of water to be able to cast a spell with somatic components. She's just trying to figure that out while merely floating down like a leaf on the wind.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted, I will say you could try and use another feather fall to like drop the spell and plummet until you're within range, and then cast the spell again if you wanted. Like you could use it as a bit of a jetpack, like in games the way you would boost. But
Mm,
yeah, you do have those sort of options available if you would like. But yeah, currently just floating down like a leaf.
yeah, like a leaf on the wind. I'm safe, so.
Yeah, this is a pretty good option. You can see the monk busy looking up at you from the ground, just looking kind of impressed, like, I don't think anyone's tried that before.
Yeah, I'll begin floating towards the side of the arena.
Okay, yeah,
There you go.
cool. Then that will take us on to the pandas. And this panda has really he has stuck through it. So he is going to now, as he sort of is propped up between these two. Yeah, he's going to try and scramble up onto the one, but he, in doing so, will be leaving um, your melee range, Jerry. So if you want to take an opportunity attack, you can try and do that, which would, I think, as a sentinel, would mean he doesn't move.
Yep. If I hit. I hit.
It died
Yeah.
again. Back.
Okay, well, this one's trying to get away from Jerry, but he ain't letting it happen. So you can roll for damage. Oh, it's 9 damage.
Yeah. I'm not a monk.
Hey man, don't judge. My wizard can do extra damage with unarmed strike. But yeah, he can't quite move as he tries to grab up, and Jerry just stomps at him. Would you like to, Jerry? You kind of have the option as he's trying to move onto the pole at his head. You see him moving away, so you can either try and keep him where he is with that sentinel move and sort of stomp down on his foot, or you can try and kick his foot over and basically pull him back so that he'll have to try and catch onto the side of the pole.
Yeah, second option. Try to make him
Okay.
fall.
So he will make a save to try and hang on to the pole. Let me double check here. Okay, big guy. All right, he manages to hang on to the top of the pole, but that is going to take his movement instead. So he's just next to you there. He has not actually moved very far. He is just hanging onto the top of the pole, and he is going to turn around and just roar at you from where he's hanging, Jerry. So I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
All right, let me see something.
Damn it, I'm just trying to turn him the right way. Okay, nice.
It should be plus. Yeah, it doesn't count the aura of protection, so it still passes.
Yeah, you will have to.
Yeah,
Take
I'm
aura
I'm just
into-
trying to figure out where he adds all the modifiers and where he doesn't.
Yeah, I
I'd
don't
like
think
to
any of
look
the
into it.
auras generally. The paladin
Yeah.
stuff gets kind of broken in some places, but Yeah, so you definitely save against the effects. You are not frightened or anything. Then this panda over here that was shaking the pole is going to come swimming over to. Well, actually, no, he's going to climb back up on top of this pole, using 20 feet of his movement. So yeah, he's just going to be climbing back onto the pole, and then he is going to make. Yeah, he's going to try and roar at you again, Jerry. One more charisma save, please. Oh. Okay, so Jerry, you are frightened. Yeah, this should be. Yeah. Okay, you are frightened, and on your turn, you must move as far away as possible from the one that has just roared at you, which
Which
is
one is it?
the one on the bottom right.
Okay.
So yeah, you just need to move away from that one on your turn, and then oh wait, I missed a bit. Ah yes, this one over here is going to swim over to the pole that Sakura is on and is going to start shaking at it. Sakura, I need you to make a dex saving throw for me, please.
Okie dokie. An 8. But I still have session. Wait, is it not acrobatics? No, let's go with dex. So I'm gonna use the session inspiration. Actually, no, I'll use a chronal shift. Reroll that. 18.
Okay, yeah, you managed to not spill any of the water as the pole starts shaking, but this thing is still gripping onto your ankle. As that is going to take us onto this one over here, who is also he's going to come over here and start crawling up the pole that Jerry is on, and he's just going to manage to get to the top. So just with his movement, you sort of see it come over the side there, Jerry, and start swiping over at the top. He's going to swipe at your ankles. Let's see if he hits. 'That is going to be a miss. And okay, yeah, he's going to. Well, no, he's hanging on with the other hand, so he just takes one claw attack out towards you, Jerry, but doesn't manage to hit. That is taking us onto your turn.
So I have to move away. I have to use all of my movement to get away from him.
Yeah, you need to move as far as possible for you away from that creature, and then at the end of your turn, you can make the save again.
Yeah, I've already turned it off 5 minutes. Yeah. It's been 3. So I'm on data right now.
Fine.
3 minutes.
I still have the jump effect spell on me, right?
Yeah.
I jump here.
Okay, you are going to provoke an opportunity attack from the one that just tried to claw at you. 14's going to miss. So
Yeah.
you manage to leap onto that pole and you land fairly safely. Is that how far can you actually jump there?
I can jump 39 feet. I jump 35.
Okay, well, put you there in the middle. Okay, so yeah, you can easily make that jump and land safely. It is, you've got the sort of passive strength, if there was such thing, to hang on to that the pole over your shoulders. Anything else you want to do?
Yeah, so there are 3 bears standing at the top and one climbing up, or even two climbing up.
No, yeah, in total, yeah.
I'll change it up. I'll command the same one. It was like hanging between the two pillars, and the one to the at the bottom right. I'll use second level command, and I'll tell them to dive. Damn it! Yeah, they both succeed.
Oh, unlucky. As they just kind of look at each other and they've sort of caught on to this now. They shake their heads.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay, yeah, nice try. But the bears, then this one that has got a hold of your ankle, Sakura, is going to try and pull you off there. Are you still with us there?
Yeah.
Okay.
With this data.
So I need you to make a strength saving throw or a dexterity saving throw at your choice.
Dex, definitely. Will 14 make it?
No.
Hmm.
Do you want to use anything? You've got quite a few sort of reroll options there.
Yeah, let me use Session Inspiration. So I don't really want to get a low. Okay, that's a 22.
All right, yeah, 22 will make it as this thing tries to pull you off, and you just pull your foot back and just out of its grasp as it kind of lets go, and then it is going to come back for a claw attack against you to try and knock you off again.
That's mean.
Oh, that is going to hit.
Would this claw attack knock me off?
No, but what it is going to do is it's going to give you 14 points of damage.
Okay, I can deal with that. But my character page just went down. She was on 54 though, so now she's on 14.
40, yeah. Okay, so yeah, that is going to be that bear's turn. Then onto the panda. This one. Oh yeah, this one is going to follow Jerry along and is going to try and go over here and start shaking this ball. So Jerry, I need another one from you there. Was it athletics or? Man, sorry, I keep mixing them up. It's either an athletics check or a strength save. I think it's a strength save on this because it's shaking the ball.
From me, right? Just so I wasn't
Yeah.
concentrating. $27.
Okay, yeah, you easily managed to stay stable as takes us on to the other one. Oh, and this is the one going for Australia. Okay. So Australia, you see this one leap off of the pole there and start bounding in towards you as it leaps forward. Yeah, it's got 25 on that one. And then it is going to leap through the air in towards you, which will trigger your Misty Step, so you can move wherever you'd like to move. As this bear is mid-air, flying in towards you, just like with this big stupid look on its face.
Yep. Yeah.
Sorry, where are you? Okay,
Yep.
cool. Yeah, I don't know why it's not. Whoops. Sorry. It's not easy. Okay, so that is going to be that bear's turn, and as it comes leaping in towards you, Australia, you disappear into a puff of flower petals, and Sakura, it is going to be your turn.
She's muted.
Oh shit! Sorry. How many are still up on the poles?
There are currently 3 standing on the poles, but there are only 2 of them that haven't already been pushed in. So there's the
Try to push the one that's between them in. Well, between the two, because I think the other one's not in range, and she thinks it should be easier to push that dude in. He's like kind of prone. Yeah, she kind of just shoves him in the back. So it's kind of mean, but you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. Really? Damn it. Does he still have advantage even though he's like in the middle of them?
he's not in the middle of them anymore. He
Oh,
moved over to the other side because Jerry kicked him off of the edge. I'm not updating you every time we get back to your turn. The things have been happening. I'm sorry that your internet's not working, but he is currently on the one pole, and yeah, you haven't managed to knock him off there because he's gripping onto it tight.
Okay.
He's not currently standing on the pole. He's sort of hanging onto the top.
Don't worry, guys. In about 24 seconds, I'll be able to knock them off.
He just sees June slowly floating down towards.
I think that's all she's gonna do.
Okay. Then Estrella will be your turn.
Why not? Try to get over there. You want vertic for that?
It depends if you can, if it's within. Yeah, yeah, you'll make it. What are you trying to do? Where?
I was just basically just moving there to a little space.
Oh yeah, you already. Sorry, I didn't even see you move there. Yeah, you'll easily be able to make that jump. You've also got the jump spell on you. Remember?
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about the jump spell. Oh, wait a Yeah. No. Just. Oh. Had some more fun spin. Just gonna do pretty much the same, just standing and awaiting. See if there's anyone that tries to strike me, and if do I miss this. The closest, oh, not the closest, furthest pole away from enemies. I think would be
Okay, sorry, was that the end? I thought you were still busy there.
No, because I was like, else like, oh man. But, nope. Next.
Okay, well, June, you are current. Oh, and man, I forgot now because we are on round 5. I'm going to need Constitution saving throws from Sakura and Estrella, and June, you won't have to make it because you're still falling. But Jerry, you can actually just do this for me now. Anyway, this is to see how well you're dealing with actually hanging onto this heavy pole with the buckets. Okay, yeah, that tracks. So Australia and Jerry, you guys are not having too much of a problem with it, but Sakura, this thing is really getting heavy, especially with the bear shaking the pole beneath you and the one clawing at your ankles. You're really starting to struggle to actually keep this thing on your neck. It is effectively going to be while you are still carrying it that you have gotten 1 level of exhaustion. So you can just add that on your side on D&D Beyond that you've taken a level of exhaustion, but that's only while you're carrying the poles. That's just to reflect how heavy it is. And June, that'll take us on to you.
All right. So which bears are still up again? It's this one over here and this one over here, right?
And no, the one on the bottom right is up, but that one has already been knocked in, so it is effectively out. The top left, far top left, that one is still up.
Ah, I see. And so that the one in the top left is the only one, right?
No, and the one sort of in the bottom middle is that one is hanging onto the top of the pole, but it hasn't been knocked off yet.
Ah, okay.
That one's really been the champion of this.
Yeah, June is going to begin positioning herself to actually make the strike when she eventually gets down there. And she'll move towards this area over here. Yeah, right there. I can't move. Oh wait, I have the ruler selected. There you go. I'll move over there as I'm still merrily floating like a leaf on the wind.
Yeah, this is. I mean, June might be doing more of an air ring test right now than a earth ring, but it is indeed clever. This takes us on to the pandas again, though. You can adjust your height again. As the one that is still up now clambers onto the top of the pole and is actually standing up there. And then it's just now looking back and forth between Jerry and Sakura, and it's like not sure which target to choose between the two of them. So he's going to roll a d4. A 1 or a 2 will be, or actually 1 Sakura, 2 Jerry, 3 Sakura, 4 Jerry. Oh, sorry, Sakura. He comes leaping in towards you, realizing that Jerry has actually done damage to him, so he's not too interested in that fight anymore. As he comes over to Sakura, and he is going to try and push you off with his staff. Let me double check that's.
Don't worry, Sakura. I'll come help you once I'm down.
Okay, you are going to take 17 points of bludgeoning damage as he just reaches out and tries to push at you and push you back, which, yeah, that is going to be his. No, wait, actually, I think he's got multi attack. Yeah, 2 attacks. So 1 more with the great staff. That one is going to miss though. So, oh, man. That takes us on to this one. This one is going to start going for. Yeah, it's going to start going for Jerry. It's going to dive off of this pole and in towards you. As you hear it splash down into the water, and it is in there. As it is now, it is getting to sort of the bottom of the pole, but that is going to be its full movement. Right, and then it is going to grab onto the pole and start shaking it as well with the other one. Jerry, give me one more strength saving throw, please. And Sakura, you can also give me a dex saving throw, please. As the other bear at the bottom of yours is also shaking the pole, but Jerry, you make yours easily, and so do you, Sakura. Then this bear is going to climb up onto the top of this pole, and then is going to leap across to this one and start making his way in towards Estrella. As Jerry, that takes us to you again.
All the poles are the same, like same width, right? None
Yeah,
of them
more or
are
less.
wider than the other. Yeah, fuck it. I'm jumping here.
Okay.
It's really out of range. Damn it. I don't really have much to do. Just bonus action for his second wind to heal.
Okay. Yeah. Roll your second one.
12.
Okay, nice. So you feel 12 hit points back. Anything you want to do with your action? You want to hold it for anything? Or?
Can I hold it for movement? Can I move it, dash, and then jump? Like, is it possible? Like, if they come close to my pillar, I just jump to a different one?
You want to hold a dash action
Yeah,
to jump?
it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I'll allow it. I'll say as you're able to anticipate it and wait to take that action. Sure.
Yeah, so that's my action. That's my turn.
Okay, cool. So if any other bears approach that pole there, you will jump to the other one. Oh, and you can also make your
The
charisma
one,
save again.
I already did it.
I
wrote it
just
earlier.
didn't.
Yeah, we both forgot about it. I got a 28.
Okay, cool. Yeah, there we go. Condition is off. But that takes us on to the one that's right next to Sakura, and it is going to start trying to grab at your legs and pull you over the side again.
Me.
That is going to be with claw attacks. Oh, that one's going to hit. All the 16 plus stuff. 9 damage.
She's on 4 hit points.
And his second attack. That is going to miss. Okay. Taking us onto this one that's now chasing Jerry around, as it is going to also move up to the underneath of the pole you are standing on. That will trigger your ready action if you want to use it to jump.
I can move myself while I'm jumping to the left. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, as that one swims up to the pole, that takes its turn. And this one over here is still coming after a strand. Is again going to launch itself into the air and towards you. Oh, is it?
It isn't, since it triggers the Misty Step that I held.
All right. Okay. Cool. Where you Misty stepping to?
Let's see. How does it actually attack? Does it do a fly kick or something?
Yeah, more of a fly belly flop attack. It's just launching itself at you, and it looks like it's trying to land on top of you. So if you would like to try and roll a deception to try and get it to do this at the very last second, to try and get it to actually go for you and possibly miss and overshoot, you can roll a deception check for me if you want.
Exactly. Well, with the high step.
229s. Okay, yeah. Where are you trying to Misty Step to? We'll say you do this at the very last second.
Basically just being very, very cheeky and basically imagine like switching places. Like,
oh. He rolled a 26 to notice that. So because he only failed by 3, I'm going to give him a chance to catch himself on the other side, but he does completely overshoot. Just sorry, ping where you want to jump to again.
I'm basically gonna be cheeky and where he
Oh,
stands.
to where he was. Okay, so yeah, he's going to have to try and make a save as he tries to turn in the air and grab a hold of this. Oh, which he does. He manages to catch himself, but he is just dangling now off of the edge, and you hear the wood kind of crack and split as he is still hanging onto the edge. He has not gone over into the water, but that is the top of the turn now with Sakura.
Can Sakura use properties of the orrery?
It depends. How are you going to activate the orrery?
Tails.
Big ass fluffy tails. That, I mean, you can give me a sleight of hand check to see if you can operate it with your tails as you try and use your tails to pick up the orrery. As you try and do this, you like pick up the orrery and you lift it in front of you with your tails, and you think that this could actually work, and then that bear underneath you grips one of the tails, and you just move ever so slightly, and it slips out of your grasp and falls into the water below.
Oh, the mage hand will catch it.
All right, yeah, you catch the orrery there, and it is now just floating next to you, but you now see the face of the bear that is currently swiping at you right at your feet, and it is floating right next to its head.
She'll try and telekinetically just bonk it with the orrery.
Okay, yeah, go for it. You can yeah, roll for me a spell attack.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'll say you can smack this thing with the orrery, and you will cause it to have to make a strength saving throw as it just gets bonked in the head and nearly loses its grip. Or maybe it does. With a nat one, it absolutely does. As you see this thing definitely paying attention to you. You drop the orrery over the side, catch it, and then just smash it into this thing's head. You see its eyes kind of roll back slightly as it is dazed, and it falls off and into the water, effectively having knocked that bear away from you finally.
She's on 4 hit points, but there's nothing she can really do about it. She'll shout to June, June, hurry up! And she'll look to the bears and say, "You're being very mean. You know, it's not nice to pick on a lady."
I'm almost down. A couple more seconds.
And Sakura, I will also point out that you still have got your movement. The bears are at the bottom of the poles. They are not.
Oh wait, they are.
Those two
Ooh.
are. The other one wasn't. The other one was grabbing at your ankles, but the other two are at the bottom, shaking the poles.
Ooh, in that case, it's gonna do the same thing she did earlier. Go from this one to back to the other thing and over there.
Okay. You don't have your dash action anymore though, because you just used your action to attack the bear.
Yeah, fuck.
Heckler now.
Make it anyway.
How
Won't
much
be able to-
movement
Oh,
have you
wait,
actually
sorry,
got?
look at over there. 15 feet jump speed with the.
You will be able to try and make it to that pole, but you will need to make an acrobatics check in order to see if you actually make it.
Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you will be able to make it as you like just with using the jump spell, launch yourself into the end, just land at the edge. The heavy sort of pole on your shoulders nearly throws you over forward, but you manage to just shift your foot and stick the landing. Yeah, you are able to do this, but only just. Is that going to be your turn?
Yes.
Okay, Estrella, you're up.
Well. First thing, rising ranged. Gonna use a third level cast healing word on it. That's a oh. First thing, and then maybe a little bit more for use of it. This pole. Use the thaumaturgy to cause harmless tremors in it. Then let's see. That's distance. I'm gonna move here.
Okay, and which one are you causing the tremors in the pole, right?
Yeah, the pole. Yeah.
Okay, you can also give me an Arcana check to see how well that works, because it's clever use of the spell, but there's not exactly a mechanic. Yeah, unfortunately, the tremors are completely harmless, and you see it shaking, but this bear's already been shaking it more than you are able to. But you get the impression that it is having trouble hanging on there. It is definitely trying its best to hang on and climb back up.
And I think all I can do.
Okay, yeah, Z is just sitting down there cheering you guys on, going, "Remember, you blessed." And
All right.
that's going to take us back to June.
Um, still gonna be floating down at 60 feet every turn.
Yeah, it's round 6. You should be getting close soon.
Don't worry, guys. I'm nearly there. I'm only 200 feet in the air now. Only 12 more seconds.
Okay, so while you hear Mary Poppins yell coming from this, yeah, you hear June screaming from up there, but at this point you can just sort of see her drifting down closer to you, as she was kind of in the clouds before. June, you're not close enough to do anything yet?
Nope.
All right,
Or
so
I think the longest range spell I have besides Dimension Door is 120 feet. So only in two more rounds I can actually attack or do anything.
yeah, I mean, unless you just want to try to drop something on someone's head.
I
Um,
don't have anything to drop. It's gonna be dropping
Okay.
at 60 feet per turn.
All right, so that then takes us on to the panda there, who is going to move over to the pole that Sakura is standing on, and he's just going to sort of nod to Z as she's sitting there, and she goes, "Hey, no, don't." And he's just going to start ramming his shoulder into the pole. I'll need another deck saving throw from you, Sakura.
I don't even think a D4 will help me there. Mm-mm.
Yeah, unfortunately not. Any other kind of reroll thing, or
I mean, will water tip out or will she fall? Because I can get a level of exhaustion to pass, but I don't want to unless it's absolutely necessary. Because if some water tips out, that's fine. If she falls, we take
yeah,
exhaustion.
you feel the whole pole underneath you is shaking violently. It's not at this point you're not entirely sure. With a 10 total, you get the feeling that you're probably going over the side.
Okay, I take a level of exhaustion.
Okay, what is that feature? What are you doing?
What's it called? Convergent future. When you or a creature. Wait, no, that's not it. Oh, no, it is. Make an attack roll, ability check, or a saving throw. Wait, no, that's not it. Where is this thing?
Level 14 at the bottom of not spell is the clan feature.
Ah, yeah, it is this one. You can use your reaction to ignore the die roll and decide the number, whether the number rolled is the minimum needed to succeed or less than that number. When I use this feature, I gain 1 level of exhaustion.
Okay, nice. Rewriting time. I like it. So yeah, as you feel yourself fall over the edge, you just clench your eyes and mutter your incantation, and time is rewritten so that you are standing back up again, and the creature's shaking it, but you place your foot right this time, and you manage to catch yourself. That is going to be the bear's turn as you take that second level of exhaustion, and the bear over here was going for Jerry. Where the fuck did Jerry go?
He jumped when the other one came
Yeah, I
close.
know, he jumped so damn far. So this one starts wading through the water and coming in towards you. It's going to have to use its full dash to get over there, but it's going to get to the pole where you are, and then that is where it's going to end. But it looks up at Estrella now, realizing that, it's back in range. And that is going to take to the other bears, as this one is going to climb up the pole and is going to jump across to this one using its full movement, and you see it sort of wagging its bum in the air as it's getting ready to leap across at you on its next turn, Sakura. but it takes all its movement to get up there. And then this bear is coming for. Let's see. Oh, this one's up here. Okay, so that one is going to come jumping across this side with that's half its movement, so it's going to jump onto the one with you and try and tackle you.
Quick question: is this the only one who hasn't been like knocked down before?
The big one next to you as well, if I recall correctly.
Alright.
No, that big one. Oh shit, you're right. The big one was up on that pole. Huh? Wait, no, I'm confused. That one, what? I also thought that was the one that hadn't gone down yet.
There are only two, I think.
This one
two
is
left.
holding on to the pole. When it opens.
Yeah, that one was holding up. Sorry, I misunderstood where the token was because I couldn't actually see that pole. So this one that was shaking the pole is actually up top, or he's actually on the side of the pole. That's what we will say. He hasn't touched the water yet, but that one that was just shaking you, Sakura, it was because it leapt onto the pole and is now hanging on the side of it, and is sort of starting to climb its way up. But the little bear, so it hasn't fallen in the water yet, but it is not currently on top of the poles. The little bear has already been knocked off and is now climbing up and running at you. So it is going to try and shove you off of there. So I'm going to need it'll be acrobatics for you. That I was about to put it down, just hold on.
Okay.
So it was this. So yeah, because you were already standing on there, we'll say that was your advantage roll there. So you got a 16. He needs to beat that to push you.
No.
Oh. As you see this bear come charging, bounding across and leaping into there onto you, it just takes you with it as it pushes you over the edge, and you go tumbling over the side and towards the water. Is there? I know you've got lots of crazy things you can do. Anything you can do there?
I wonder if I can suspend myself. I mean, that's not a. Should I take a. No, taking a third level of exhaustion means I have disadvantage on the saving throws, which isn't good. It's
Well,
not an action.
If he's still holding you, you can suspend him, and he's still holding you. Technically.
Yeah, he's tackling you and grabbing you. He's like grabbing you with him and going over the edge with you.
Yeah, but that's an action, not a reaction.
Yeah, so unless I will say that that first 10, that was before I was actually asking for the roll. If you have a sort of re-roll thing, don't worry about that first roll. But I think you might have used them. I'm not sure how many times you can do that other thing and take a level of exhaustion.
Well, I mean, you can do it as many times before you die, but I don't think it's a good thing to have disadvantage. Well, actually, you know what? Let's just take another level of exhaustion. Not gonna go down so easily.
Yeah, it's either fail or get disadvantage.
She passes. And now she's more exhausted.
Okay, so this thing, it tackles you and is now currently grappling you as well, and you are just in this sort of mess of bear fur and still trying to hold this pole on your shoulders. Okay, that takes us on to Jerry then.
If I give it a shot, maybe it will work. Less second level spell slot. The two bears that are yet to fall down into the water. I'll command them to dive.
Okay, can you reach both of them from there?
60 feet, both of them.
Yep. So that looked like further than 60 feet, but yeah, you can absolutely. So wisdom saves from there.
Yep.
Oh, both of them fail.
So on their turn, they will dive.
On their turn, they will have to dive. Yep. So if you can, yeah, unless the other ones can knock you off before their turn, then
Yeah, I'll just use my movement. Just jump here, and I can jump anywhere else.
okay, nice. So then that will take us
Okay,
on to the
I can
bears, if
jump
that's
here.
all.
Yes. I can jump another one. Like I can jump further one to the left. Yeah, there. In the corner.
Okay, of course, everything's frozen up for me now. All right, there we go. So this bear is going to move in with its full movement to try and start shaking the pole. Sakura, you can give me another dex saving throw, please.
Looking at
Okay,
is this fall or water spilt?
yeah, this is a little bear, so it's not as violent as the other one.
Okay. Oh yeah, bless. I mean, I doubt
Okay.
that'll, save, but
Oh yeah, again with the 10 is not going to be enough, but this one it is not as strong, and also that the pole is somewhat heavier now with the bear on it with you, so it is not shaking quite as violently, and you spill half of the water out of your buckets. How much have you actually got left in there? Is that the first time you've spilled?
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, just remember that you are at half capacity, and this one over here. Yeah, this one's going to move over here and is going to start shaking the pole at the bottom of Estrella. No, so Estrella, I also need you to make a dex or a strength saving throw, please. This is one of the big ones, though. Okay. Do you also bless now, aren't you?
Yep, I was too far away.
But Z blessed again. I'm pretty sure you were in that one when the second time.
Then I would be. Yes.
Ooh, okay, 14. 14 is going to be enough to stop you from going over the edge, but you are going to spill some of the water. How much? You haven't spilled yet either, hey?
Then I would just ask, can I spill it so it falls down on the panda?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's you're not doing it willingly, but it is sort of, it rocks you back and forth, and the water splashes down onto its face, and then it just sort of wipes its face and stops shaking the pole for a second. But yeah, you are at half capacity, and then this panda over here is also going to move. Oh, he's going to actually get back up onto his thing.
He will
Wait,
dive.
was
He failed.
Oh yes, he failed. So he's going to get back up onto the pole, and then he's just going to look at you, Estrella, and he's going to leap into the air, and he will dive through the air, and he's going to try and make a mega dive. As he comes screaming past you, he's going to take an attack. So he is diving. but as he does this, he dives right past you, and he sort of clocks himself on the pole, which shakes under your feet, but you are still sort of riding that out, and you manage to hang on as he goes clattering down into the pools below and splashes there sort of much more unceremoniously than the others. This is a rather large one. And that takes us to the top of the round with Sakura.
I'm gonna
As there's
try and
only
finish this last one off.
okay, go for it. So strength saving throw from.
Yep.
All right, big words.
Oh,
21.
damn it. There's not anywhere I can like, make a minor stuff. Wait, I wonder. Ooh, I have an idea. So, I think can I retcon that? I mean, you can keep the save, but before that, I kind of want to cast Mind Sliver, because that would make him subtract a 1d4 from his saving throw if he fails the intelligence save.
Okay, yeah, I'll say you can, because it's action and bonus action. So he will fail that, and then he takes a minus 1d4. So
Yep.
you can roll the d4 for me, please.
Well, it's the saving throw is 20, so does he pass or fail?
Yeah, so he will just have made it. That's the
Oh,
target.
damn it.
So you push him, and with the Mind Sliver, I think does that also do damage? So you can roll for that.
Yeah, but I don't
If-
really want to be mean and damage him.
No, you're doing a Mind Sliver. It does damage. You're getting into his head to try and push him back. If you push someone back and they fall over and break their neck, that's still you can't be like, oh well, I wasn't trying to hurt them. That 8 damage. He doesn't look hurt at this point, but they just some weird symbol. Yeah, so he takes 8 points of damage as he kind of stumbles and he has to wave his arms back to maintain his balance, but he just manages to keep it. And he truly is the lucky one. I don't know, I gave him that name randomly, but he has been the luckiest of all of them. So that is your action, and your bonus action as he manages to just stay up there. Anything you want to do with your movement? There is still the bear that is sort of grappling you.
I get the feeling she can't really kick him off of her without losing balance. And she can't really move if she's grappled. So she'll just stay there and hope that this dude dives without trying to knock her down with it. Basically, she's just kind of hoping Jerry's plan works.
Okay, and Jerry, can you remind me if a creature takes damage, does it get to make that save again against your charm?
It doesn't say anything about it.
Okay, so it's not. Yeah, I think because it's a once off, it's just if it fails that initial one, it is set. Australia, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
First, let's see this one. Oh. Yeah. Well, get away from those bears. Nice.
Yeah.
Hit dice for healing light. Heal Sakura for. Oh well. Do something.
Okay, Cycle, you get 2 hit points back there.
Thank you.
Is that going to be your turn?
And then, would you say that the water surface here is what's it called? It's ground.
No, there's about 5 feet of water. Like 5. Some places it's a little bit deeper. It'll go about 10 feet, but you can generally assume that it's 5 feet deep there. But I'm not sure if that's what you were asking. If that's what you meant.
Oh, perfectly. Because since it's 5 feet, means so I'm just gonna make the ground here like it's tremors like, and it's like looking really scared, like trying to deceive them basically into like, oh, I think this nasty down there, like little tremors.
All right, you can give me a deception check.
Ah, god damn it! Ah, yeah, just
All right, that's pretty good. Yeah, you see that the one that just fell in there, there's already like a hell of a lot of commotion happening in that water there because the one just dove right past you and into the water. But you see them all taking note of the rumbling underneath. Is that what you're gonna do?
That's all I can do. Yes.
Cool. Yeah. So then, Z is going to be watching intensely and just shouting out, Sakura, as June, what are you gonna do? You still falling.
Yeah, funny enough, I can't actually end the Feather Fall spell on me. It's not a concentration spell, and it's yeah, and there's no way to end the spell once it's cast on you. So I'm just gonna continue floating down and start aiming for this little platform over here. Where yeah, I'm
Okay.
still floating down.
Yeah, you can now at this point. I mean, what are you at now? Like 140?
140. Yeah, just out of range of using my spells now.
Is that even with like an attack roll at disadvantage? Because I mean, that's only like, don't you have 120 feet on your?
Yeah, that's only for longbows. For spells, it's like maximum range 120 feet. Most spells are like
Yeah,
that.
and then the spell dissipates. Yeah, but I'll say, I mean, I suppose 20 feet actually is a significant distance. It's not exactly like for an extra 5-10 feet. I might say, oh, okay, well, we can push it a bit, but 20 feet is quite far. So yeah, you are you are still floating down there, and I will say that if you want to end the spell on yourself, that I will allow that. I think I'm pretty sure there is somewhere in the rules that you can end any spell that you have cast. You can't like accidentally permacast the spell.
Okay. Yeah, then I'll try and in Feather Fall on myself. I'll be aiming for that little thing over there, but um, yeah, I'm gonna end it. But at about once I hit that 120 feet mark, then I'll use my action to recast it. But I will be using my action to cast Eldritch Blast on that last panda.
Yeah, if you're using a whole other reaction, then you can definitely drop it another 20 feet, and yeah, I'll definitely allow that. Um, just to get you in range there, so you'll drop down to about 100 feet then.
All right, cool. Yeah, and I drop down, and then I cast the Eldritch Blast to hit this panda over here. Even though I think he's gonna drop down anyway, but you know what? Why not? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Last one, 16.
That'll hit.
Yeah,
Those will all
yeah.
hit.
And he gets blasted back 30 feet because of repelling blast. Each one knocks him back. I was trying to do that from the beginning, but I was out of range the entire time.
All right, and with that, yeah, as you see this bear sort of getting ready, is sort of like winding his arms back as he tries to catch his balance, and he looks like he's about to accept the command to dive, and is probably going to dive straight towards Sakura. He starts sort of rocking back onto his feet, and this eldritch blast comes down from the sky as as June is just floating down, and blasts him in the side, knocking him. As all three of them actually, I suppose this is essentially the kill. So, June, how do you want to do this? What does it look like as this thing gets blasted away?
Basically, all three of the Eldritch Blasts combine into one, make a very well, non-damaging explosion, because Eldritch Blast does a lot of damage. It will explode right next to him, and basically the shockwave will blast him back.
Yeah, he does take a bit of damage from that as he is blasted off, but into the water. And the bear that is currently grappling Sakura just sees this happen behind him and goes, oh damn, okay. And then he just kind of gives you a squeeze, Sakura, like sorry, and then uh, is going to just let go of you as that brings us out of combat. And you have all, if I'm not mistaken, yes, you have all survived, other than Z, poor Z, and you have all completed the test for the Earth Ring.
I mean, Sakura had a really rough time.
Yeah.
I wonder why the one that grabbed Sakura has Winnie the Pooh's voice.
Like she was getting full on bullied by these dudes. It was so sad. But
And you
it's
all get
exhausting.
you get 4,000 XP from that one. They didn't kill them, but everyone gets 4,000 XP each. As you are also then like you hear the monk clapping, and you see him standing there with rings, an earth ring for each of you, ready to present them to you when you get back on shore. But yeah,
Can
Sakura,
I
that
try one something?
yeah, you can definitely. I was just going to say, yeah, actually, we'll jump to Sakura then. Australia, what were you going to say?
When I get up to the monk, I'm like, this is about being stubborn. You know what gives me one? Because he's been really, really patient with a lot of failures. Honest, didn't get that as stubborn.
You can give me a persuasion check as well. Then.
Yep. To basically make a good reason why I still have the. I'm basically gonna like I send a little prayer to my gods and use the guidance. And you said persuasion.
Yes, persuasion. Oh, nice. Yeah, with a 30, you see him. He sort of nods respectfully as he hands you the ring and looks over to Z, who's looking kind of dejected and is now she's on that lily pad and is just paddling it closer, like she's just kneeling on it and using her hand as an oar to just move herself closer to the shore. But she looks kind of defeated at this point, and he says, "Yes, you may be right. You and your friends seem to definitely have more power than most of the folks that come through here. I think I could allow that for just once. Congratulations." And he just gives you a bow, Estrella, as you get the impression that he might actually just give this to Z anyway, because the rest of you passed it with such flying colors. But Sakura, at this point, I mean, with like 3 levels of exhaustion there, and with this heavy thing on your shoulders, what is happening at the end of this, as you narrowly actually succeed at this, but you are still carrying this thing.
She just drops it into the water. she'll like go and pick up the ring, and then she'll just collapse. I feel like that's kind of just fitting there.
Yeah, you head back and you take the ring and collapse next to the egg that is sitting there that he's been keeping safe for you. And as everyone is making their way back, we're going to move over to the other map unless there's anything else you guys want to do here.
I just want to talk to the monk, but it doesn't have to be on this map.
Yeah, he's basically there. This is as you are all coming away from these training poles, and he is just standing there and handing each of you a ring as you re-enter the place. Who's that standing down there? Oh, it's Spike. Never mind. Spike's playing with the kids. Or rather, the kids are playing with Spike. Not sure. I'm not sure how he feels about it. But yes, the monk comes back and says, "Congratulations to you all. You have successfully earned your Earth Ring, and to you in particular, that was quite a move. Not quite the test we had in mind, but I like the creativity, and you do sure have to have patience to fight like that." And he just gives you a smile, June, as he hands you the ring as well. And I think based on how you guys all were there, Jerry will be the last one to the monk.
Yeah, June takes the ring and says, "Yeah, it was all intentional, completely planned the entire time." Uh,
So, Jerry, what did you want to say to the monk as you arrive back?
I just take the ring and ask him. I didn't see any mouse folk around here.
You see him just looking back at you, like trying to stare in through the mask. I assume, are you still wearing all your armor and stuff at this point?
Yeah. Wait,
So you're still.
I did take the mask off when I entered the sanctuary.
Oh, okay, yeah. So he will say, in that case, he will sigh and he'll say, you know, I didn't think there were many mouse folk left around here, but I have taken a liking to the small folk, that group of children, and as far as I know, they say that they have heard tales of mouse folk heroes out here in the hills. Though they are all against the Daichi clan, so I'm not really sure. But no, no mouse folk come around here. No.
Any let's know place they were or anything? Any other information about them?
Well, I mean, there's the old mousefolk village not too far from here, but that has been emptied out for weeks and weeks now. I don't think there's anyone left there. Though I did hear while you were doing the test, there's children muttering again. I'm afraid I'm not really allowed to interfere in their matters. As a monk, I am sworn not to, but perhaps you should go and listen to them. They seem to have taken a liking to you all. And I do worry that they may go off and try something dangerous on their own.
Okay, thank you. I start walking towards the kids.
Okay. As you're saying this, Z sort of climbs her way up onto the surface of this thing and makes her way back through the shrine. And she just sort of claps her hands and she goes, "Well done, guys! You really, I can't believe you did it. I mean, I know it sucks I failed and everything, but really, everyone, first try, got your Earth Rings. Congrats."
I mean, just to reiterate, Sakura's like fast asleep. First try, I guess. Rewinding time does that still count as a first try? Who knows? She's passed out.
Yeah, Jin will walk up to Sakura and begin kicking her lightly to try to get her up and say, Sakura, up, we have to keep moving. We have other rings to get.
She doesn't wake up.
Time for
As-
Princess Carrie June.
Actually,
Is
yeah, okay, Jin will actually now pick up Sakura and begin walking towards the water and throw her in.
She
Because Jun is
starts
evil.
drowning.
Yeah, so if Sakura is that fast asleep, I mean, it's up to you guys. I'm not going to put rolls against this. But where are you throwing her back here into this pond over here?
Yeah, into the pond over here.
So Sakura, you definitely get woken when you hit the water. You're not dead asleep. It's
What
So-
spell should I use on June today?
as you're doing this, the monk just kind of sighs and he says to Z, you see him having a little conversation and saying, "Your friends have convinced me that in fact you have put in the training and everything, and they have perhaps you just got unlucky. But we will remember this just between us, huh?" And he gives a little wink and hands her a ring, and you see her bowing profusely, and then she runs over to you, Astrea, and gives you a hug just to say thank you for convincing him. But meanwhile, you hear Sakura spluttering and coughing as she wakes up in the pond.
Damn, it doesn't roll for it.
I think it's because D&D Beyond doesn't do that for magical.
Oh, fucking hell.
I'm trying.
What did you try and do?
Whack you. You little shit.
Are you trying to actually activate the blast?
Oh my god! Is he gonna? Oh, I thought it was like the retribution.
I mean, that's a good idea.
It would
Yeah,
that
he
attack
is.
would be a disadvantage as
When
well,
you
wouldn't
just
it?
Yep,
no, you make
it
a
is
save.
because I think it staffs.
No, you make a save.
What save do you
So
need me to make?
she is going to like get onto dry land and just plunge it into the ground so that it literally only hits you. I want a con save.
I can't save.
Okay, you already with the nat one, you kind of, as you wake up, you just start swinging around wildly, but then splutter and eventually can't. You realize that you've been thrown into the water, but as you climb up, where are you moving to? Please, are you on the maps? Can you move your token?
Yep.
So where are you firing this from? Because
Over there. It collides with a wall, so I can't move it there.
what? Where?
The token collides with a wall, so I can't move her there for some reason, or onto the stairs even. But she wants to go to that square next to you.
Surprise, surprise! The lights are fucked up again.
What? They are fine. I'm map.
Yeah, I think my internet just died again.
Okay, so over there, it doesn't mean anything. Where are you trying to move? Are you trying to go behind June? You said you're trying to get it so it only hits her, but
So
Are
the
you-
square to the right of her.
okay. So June, you can give me a con save.
Sure thing. Please a nat one. Please a nat one. Okay, 18. What's
I think
the
that
save DC?
passes there. With the magic item, it says a 17 there.
So it's like a giant shockwave that gets shot towards me.
It's kind of like a destructive wave or under whatever it's called.
No, yeah, it is. It's like there's like a ripple through the earth that would knock you prone normally, but you with a con save you manage to sort of surf over it or jump over the top, and you will take half damage. So you can roll that 4d10 Sakura.
I can't. My internet's down again. Thank goodness for data.
I'll actually roll it for her. So it's 48, then half it. Ooh.
No, 4d10.
Okay, so
Yeah,
yeah,
sorry,
4d10. That was 25 half.
Yeah, so I'll get half it to 12.
She does say, however, if you keep on doing this, I won't allow you on my castle, and you'll have to walk places.
I mean, you can try kick me off the castle. Don't see it going too
You
well,
can try to survive my disintegrate if you do this again.
though. Oh, you wouldn't do that.
Try me. She's had a really bad fucking day. She is
So he goes,
exhausted.
hey, come on now, children. Can we all just fucking get along? Look, we won. We got our rings. You know how long we've been trying to get these fucking rings? And she just like, just angrily staring at you with this like crazed look in her eye.
2,400.
I go, I know that you two are new, but I mean, relatively. But I've been with these motherfuckers since they got Toto, and this is the second ring I've got. Actually, did Z even come with you to get the void ring? I don't think she did.
Yeah.
Let's see. Nope, she missed out on the void ring because she was
She goes-
basically. I think she was busy like comforting General Mac as a whole.
Oh yeah, she was more involved in the funeral. Yeah, so she's like, one. We have one ring. You understand the festival is in like 2 days. We can't be fighting each other. They're going to be testing our teamwork and all that shit. And now we don't have Seto anymore. What the fuck? Oh, and she just kind of puts the ring like under her hat and just walks off to go and find Jerry.
Yeah, Juna's laughing.
You can stay in the stables. That's it.
Oh my god.
That's your new home. If you go anywhere else, there will be consequences.
Oh,
You've proven
sure.
that you cannot be a little shit. All
Yeah,
you will-
yeah, yeah.
all you
I
will do
hear
is
you.
come to
No
my
walking
castle.
around your castle, and she's walking away.
All you will do on my castle is sleep in the fucking stables.
Yeah, yeah,
Just-
yeah, yeah. Juna's just walking away.
She's just gonna
Yeah.
cast fire on herself immediately and go up. She needs to sleep.
So as Z
But you know
approaches
what,
Jerry, yeah,
I think she's actually gonna call June out on this bullshit. Like, she had a
Okay.
really rough time there, and June is really pissing her off. And she'll say to June, I mean, look, you wouldn't understand because you did nothing there. You were just falling. We were struggling. I had to rewind time 3 times to not fall off. You had it easy. So don't fucking throw me into water or ignore me. Like, you did nothing there. You have no right to speak to me that way. And she's just gonna fucking fly away.
Yeah,
You
she'll
really
be fine.
pissed her off. If she's mean to you, you know you've properly pissed her off because she's like the nicest person.
Yeah, she'll just shout after Sakura and just say, "Okay." She flies away. It's just the tiredness that's annoying her. Probably.
Yeah, while they were
Yeah.
doing the entire thing up there with June and Sakura, I was like talking to the kids before everybody approached the rest of the party.
Okay, what were you saying to them?
I just crouched next to them. The monk said you might know something about the mouse folk that were here. Some legends of them around here. Anything you can tell me will help me.
The kids all look very nervous as you approach, and then the little monkey one steps forward as he says, yes, well, we have heard some stories of the mouse folk that used to live around here, but oh, I moved the wrong token. Um, but well, we thought that maybe you were one of those legends, sir. We haven't seen many, and you were wearing the armor of the people that killed them. I'm very confused. We assume it's a disguise. And then he just kind of like cups his hand over as he says this, and you hear this giggling from all the other ones. But we were we were wondering actually if you might be able to help us. See, our parents got taken to the same place some of those mouse folk did, and they they said they're going to sell them to a slave ship on the beach. So we were hoping that maybe, well, maybe you guys, and it just starts kicking at the floor, just avoiding eye contact with you. And he goes, "We were hoping maybe that you could help us to kind of save them. Maybe there'll be more mouse folk there. I don't know." But
Can I make an insight check to see if he's serious about them being in disguise?
yeah, you can. He was saying about thinking that you must be in disguise. They're like,
I'm in disguise. Oh, I didn't get it right.
yeah, they kind of you can hear they're kind of building up this sort of persona of like, oh well, he's a blue dragon clan, but he's a mouse folk, so oh, he must be like some kind of a ninja, or maybe he's like, and they all just have these varying conspiracy theories busy brewing there.
I just whisper back at him. I'm only with the Dragon Clan so I can become a samurai.
He like narrows his eyes and looks back at you all seriously and nods like this is the coolest moment of his life, but he's totally trying to keep his cool right now, and he's like, I understand. We'll keep your secret, and he just like gives you a wink, and then he nods to the others behind him.
What beach were you talking about?
Well,
If I show
to
you
the
a map.
south, I mean, it's just through the old Mousefolk village, and then to the beach. There were all these big boats and big green men with like tusks and big axes and things, and that's who the Tabaxi were going to try and sell the little one here to. But apparently they took our parents as well, and they said that they were going to take us back to our parents, but then they said they were going to sell us as slaves, and we didn't want that.
Would I know what the green skin and big tusks mean? Or
Yeah, you
with
can give me
auras?
a nature check, but with disadvantage, because you might have seen one of these, but not in only in very specific circumstances.
$17.
With a 17, yeah, you vaguely remember the creature that I think it was June that summoned it in the forge, that thing that was dancing, and yeah, you've seen an orc before, and what they're describing sound like orcs, but orcs are not, they are not native to this area at all. Like, they are a very rare creature to see. It was the one that June summoned was probably one of the first ones you'd ever see.
I'll just say to him, I'll see what I can do. And just put my helmet and start walking out.
You see all of the kids start to pick up their little weapons and almost form a line behind you as they start to march with you. And at this point, this is when Z arrives and says, "The kids are fighting again, Jerry. Should we take these ones instead?" And everyone starts to filter in towards you guys.
Say do whatever and
Yeah.
continue walking.
Like, I completely forgot that she wanted to like adopt them onto her castle. The rage.
And now it's no longer a castle. Kindergarten.
No, it's not Sakura's moving kindergarten. It's Sakura's moving castle. Goodness.
Man, I think kindergarten sounds more cool.
Thank
Yeah.
goodness.
Sakura's
That's
I'm
a
so
whole
sick
other
of this
campaign there.
time.
That I could make a whole other campaign that would honestly be probably more fun than this one of just a bunch of kids trapped in this flying castle, like giant libraries and things. But anyway,
That sounds like a really cool one shot. Not gonna lie.
yeah. Hey, we might do it. We got a bunch of kids here. Who knows? But
If we
yeah, I mean,
do it,
they
maybe
do all
that
seem they all seem very intent to follow Jerry as Jerry seems to be marching off with purpose. And they all seem now like they're getting ready for battle.
How many days do we have to get all the rings? 3 days?
We can technically make it in one.
But until the festival, yeah, 3 days. It is, or 3.5 technically.
And moving south is further away from the next ring, if I recall.
It's literally opposite direction. You know, Jerry, you know that to get to the beach that they're talking about, you would have to pass through your old village. So there's literally, it's a case of now, do you go back to the castle or towards the beach? Those are two very different directions to be going in.
How long to the beach? Not by flying on this castle.
I mean, you could probably walk there and get there the same evening. You haven't been here that long. You managed to defeat the bears quite handily. So you've got actually more time than you would have if you'd just taken the test exactly as it is meant to be.
Okay. And for now, I'm just walking out of the sanctuary.
Okay. Yeah, there is a little trail of orphans following behind you.
Oh no.
What is everyone else doing as they see this little parade start marching their way towards the entrance?
Well, Reyes will be not too misty step up beside Jerry and being like, Jerry, me and we have some business that make or may not come up during journey involves getting dragon blood and who knows, maybe cross some. Is that something you could assist us with?
You do understand we don't have long, right? Can it wait until after the ceremony?
Well, Z is also walking up there with you both, and she just kind of nudges. She goes, "Oh yeah, I forgot. You went there. He's in on it too." She sort of whispers to you, Australia. He's already agreed to help us with the dragon blood.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Jerry?
I did.
So, I mean, do you know if there are any dragons like around here other than, I mean, not blue dragons, obviously, real dragons?
I don't think I would. Maybe some
Eh.
legends, but nothing specific.
Hey Dev, can I see these guys talking about this?
Well, you guys are currently sort of at the back of the pack because Jerry and Z were up at the front, and Australia's Misty Step to get up there. You and Sakura were kind of having a little tiff together at the back, so you're joining it last. But you are
Yeah,
at the
no,
back of this parade of kids. You can see them all talking in the front. But
okay, yeah, that's fine.
if you're actively trying to overhear them, because you've got pretty good passive perception, I'll allow a perception check.
Oh no, I have the observant feed. I can see if I can see their lips talking. I know what they're saying.
You see the back of our heads, so
Yeah, it's the back of their heads, and half of them wear masks
Yeah, that's
as
what I
well.
was
So
trying to
it's,
clarify. Yeah, but yeah,
yeah,
I'll
so
happily roll perception to see if I can overhear them while at the back of all these kids.
yeah, because the kids are also sort of chatting amongst themselves. There's quite a few voices and things going on, but you can give me that. Holy shit! I keep seeing a low roll and then seeing a high number because of the modifier, and like, oh yeah, you guys are badasses. Yeah, with the 21, you can overhear little bits and pieces. It is unclear what exactly they are talking about because you might not have too many references, but you can just overhear what they are saying.
Cool. Yeah, that's
You can hear Z more than anyone. I don't know how loud the other two of you are being. If you're actively whispering, then it'll be a no. But otherwise, you can definitely hear what Z is saying. And
Since I don't mention, uh, you know, the Dragon Queen by detail, I don't see any reason to silence it. Well, Dragon Blood shouldn't be that bad a thing. Like, I don't think crime, at least.
yeah, this also might not be the first time that you've actually overheard them discussing this. I think Z and Australia have had a few conversations in the presence of the group about like how you would like where one might go to hunt a dragon or where you might find dragons. There's just during long rests and things, that sort of topic might have come up, but it just seems like one of those conversations going on right now. But what else were you trying to say there, Australia?
Well, seen into Jarian is like, maybe because you're sleeping, I haven't noticed it. Seems that 25 has been eating twice. Could just be me, but at least if I keep track on time correctly.
What do you mean the 25th is in the date?
Yeah,
Because
25th.
I fucked up at some point and added I changed the time and it added 12 hours. So I've been trying to figure out whether it's the 26th or the 27th today that you guys.
It must be. It is the 26th. I only know that because of the journey, and that's the only reason why I actually know that. 26th.
Yeah, that actually that tracks because I thought it was the 26th. That's why I haven't moved the time. It's currently set at the 27th, so it is now getting to sort of early evening on the 26th.
so it will be like late evening when we get to the beach, or in the middle of the night already.
It will be basically day, and day. That's all that exists for us, right? Level side.
Yeah, but I will have to check it. Actually, if you guys are all heading out there now, then we can head over here and actually measure it out. Because they are leading you to about there, which would be, yeah, okay, it's about, holy crap, you got about 10 miles from where you are, which I don't think any of us work in miles, so let me check.
I
What?
think
Who is the
15
slowest among you?
kilometers. I remember.
Yeah, but the thing is, I actually have a thing that converts this all to the metric system, but because D&D isn't in the metric system, it just confuses me even more. But you have who is the slowest among you? I think it's
Me,
the slowest.
Gary.
I'll even
Would,
from
but
on a
that's
foot
still like
here.
30 feet, right?
25,
35. Okay,
20,
cool.
5,
But what has Spike got? Because if you're riding on
40.
Spike, then okay. Anyone lower than 40 for movement speed?
Most of the people.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who's got the lowest movement speed among us,
G probably.
including like
G and
yeah,
June.
but yes, but some of you have got mounts, so I don't know who's got what at this point. Just in terms of your basic mounts,
I
and
have Spike,
Sakura's like she
Pegasus,
just flew off
Sakura is
apparently.
the
Yeah.
carpet. It will
So
be 30
with-
feet.
Yeah, okay. So it would take you if you went fast with the penalty. A fast march would take you about 3.5 hours to get there. Slow, so going stealthily would take you about 7.5, and a normal march would take you 5 hours. So yeah, 3.5 hours from where you are now, but you'd have a -5 penalty to passive perception on your way there to see anything that you may see.
Yeah, so when we leave the sanctuary, I just turn to the rest of the party and say, the parents are being sold to what I believe orcs. About 4 hours walk from here. If you guys think we can make it in time, still get the rings, we can probably save them.
To the parent, to the orcs we go. We have to teach those.
Yeah, I have bad experiences with orcs. I wouldn't mind giving them a good old 1-2.
Oh,
However, I don't know how we're gonna get to Sakura because Sakura got really pissy and left.
knows. Can't you just turn into a mom and tell her what to do?
I beg your pardon?
Can you not just turn into dad or her mom and say, bruh, to go that way? Bad people. They're being
I think
disrespectful.
that's one way to get disintegrated, and I don't want to get disintegrated. Thank you very much.
Oh, fine. If you cut off a piece of you, I can just bring you back.
Oh wow.
I prefer not
Yeah.
getting disintegrated.
Just give me your arm, hey. Die and I'll bring you back, hey. Sounds like a great plan.
Oh my god, now I just imagine this, like, just cutting the person up into pieces and then using, I've renamed it, but reincarnation just to bring them back and then just disintegrate them, and that seems pretty cruel, like.
The question would be whether you can reincarnate that same person into all of those pieces.
It that I only need a person, but
So you could technically just clone a person using that.
you touch a dead humanoid or a piece of dead human. No longer than 10 days. Create a new adult body. So in theory, you could technically cut off a finger of a baby, then reincarnate, and it would have an adult body. That baby's fucked up.
All right. Well, while you guys are busy planning the next horror campaign, Sakura,
Yeah.
where
No,
did
no,
you go?
they're planning the next horror campaign. We're just unwilling listeners.
Yeah, Sakura, where did you fly off to there?
My flying castle.
Okay, cool. So Sakura's not going to be part of the next session if everyone's running off on their own direction. Fun times as everyone is heading off. Are you going towards the ship or are you going back to the flying castle?
Well, wouldn't it be quicker to hop into the flying castle, fly to the place where the orcs are, and then, annihilate them from above and completely destroy them and intimidate them?
It will be faster. Yes.
And plus, it's more are the kids coming with us?
They seem to be pretty intent. No one's told them not to. Yeah.
And we can make a comfortable place for them. And Sakura seems to like them, so I don't think she will decline.
The kids are allowed on a ship, on a castle. With the June is a different
Oh,
question.
Jesus. Okay. I'm ending the session here for tonight. Thank you guys all for the game. I don't know when I'll be running another one, but thank you all. It has been good fun. Well done on getting your Earth rings. But that is going to be it for tonight.